The gray matter.
Yeah, the gray matter. We don't want me thinking, is that what we're saying? Alright, I like that.
What can we do to boost your spirits and creativity and interaction with us?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing? We can do nothing?
No.
And we can do something.
No, you can do something and may not work.
I mean, give us some ideas. What is there something you can share with us? We
Just
might
funk.
Yeah,
It's just funk.
just a funk?
Just a funk, don't care. About anything.
Yeah, well, that's no bueno.
It works.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know.
Not very well. I mean, not when we're trying to change the world. One game at a time.
I don't know.
One game at a time.
I made up a speech about selling without even trying and caring.
Without even trying or caring. Yes.
I can fake it.
Well,
I can fake it pretty good sometimes.
well, I know, but is there something we can do to help boost your spirits?
It's not my spirits, it's my belief in impact. That it actually matters is what it is.
You're thinking about
I'm thinking the world is such a shithole it doesn't matter.
I love that going around. I'm not the only one.
No, it's terrible.
It is. It is. There's no doubt.
Here we go. We're getting ready to I predict by October we'll be locked down again.
It's definitely coming at some point.
It is.
Yeah, I thought it would be before now.
Now they're going to masks now, so
Yeah.
that won't have an impact or a dramatic impact like they want. So by the end of September it'll be everyone's closing again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. Afghanistan. That was a shit show.
Yeah.
We should never gone back into that place. Called it then. I mean, after you watch.
Wait a minute.
Hold on,
We
hold on.
went back?
No,
No, we pulled out.
we pulled out. But here's the thing. I grew up with the nightly news showing video of the Mujahideen fighting fighting the Russians for a decade, right?
Yeah.
70s. Saw it. It was on the news every night, right? So they get their butts kicked out of there. Russia, the superpower of the world at the time, right? One, two. And our dumbasses, we can do it better than that. We'll go there for 20 years instead of 10.
Yeah.
We're just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The world is just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
People are dumb. And they all get wrapped up in the crap. They're worried about yelling at each other and fighting about shit that doesn't make anything. Doesn't matter at all. So it's just a shit show.
It's all to distract you from doing this very good work that you're doing right now. I'm telling you, it is.
Yeah,
But not just you, but
we need
everyone
the
like
aliens to
you.
come in and just take over.
Everyone like you. I mean, us, you know. Anyone who's trying to really do good in the world, they're going to bombard you with so much negative energy that you just get apathetic. Well, this doesn't make it.
It doesn't make any difference. It's all a
See,
shit show.
exactly.
It's all a shit show.
See, it works. You
It's a
shouldn't
shit
give them
show.
that much credit.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just talking about. It's not about them. It's about people. People are stupid. People are worthless.
And most of the people are.
Our society, especially American, man, it's garbage.
We got to test.
I mean, think. Okay, I just think. Well, let's see. So we're in August, right? So we had an election 10 months ago, 9 months ago. 9 months ago, all over the TV were all these kids at the borders being kept in these cages because they, all that shit was going on. Everything was awful. The COVID virus was because of Trump. I mean, right?
Yeah.
None of that shit's on TV now.
No.
It's still happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's not talked about in the news. It's not talked about anywhere. It's all happening still.
Mm-hmm.
They just focused on something else.
Mm-hmm.
People are evil. They're just evil.
Well, they're programmed that way. So
They're just evil. It's terrible. I'm like,
they're just doing what they're
how
programmed
how
for.
can we not see this? We need to break our government so bad. It's such a shit show. It's such a shit show. Makes me just want to go find a cave and crawl up and hibernate like a bear.
Which is that's
It's a
thing.
shit show. I mean, seriously, how do we? behind me.
or you can choose to participate in making the world a better place. One dog at a time. Look at your dog. Your dog doesn't even know.
My dog's
Because
fantastic,
you,
happy.
because you worship your, not worship, but you adore.
I love my
your
dog, but that's
yeah.
beside the point. It's had nothing to do with the fact that
So your dog is impervious, does not even know what
The world
the
is-
state of the
because
world,
people
or the other dogs
shit shows.
on the planet. The other dogs are suffering, you know. Your dogs in heaven.
oh, Dan, you're such a shit show. Oh my gosh,
So you're doing a good thing
it's terrible.
by taking on
It's just shit show.
your dog as a friend.
My dog's fantastic.
And you're doing a good thing by hanging out with us. Help make the world a better place.
So
I mean, really, that's what we're here for.
Friday,
Whether we do it or not.
Friday at work, I asked my technicians to grab a bone for my dog because I was stuck in the shop
Mhm.
and they're going to lunch. And there's a little meat place that has bones, right?
Mhm.
Just a block and a half away, and they're going by there. So grab me a bone for my dog. They rolled back with this T-Rex freaking thigh bone.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like, what
figured
the
that.
hell? They spent $20 on a freaking bone.
It's bigger than 3 times bigger than
She can't even
dog.
carry the damn thing. Like, and she's.
But she loves it.
Oh, she's chewing the hell out of it. It's funny.
Loves it.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Here's the thing. People don't care. They just don't. They'd rather live their lives and assume whatever they're told is
Oh,
right.
hold on. There's a spider dropping down right behind you.
Cool.
I don't know if it's
Yeah, don't
about
go
to get on
towards
you.
it.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. How are you? We'll go outside.
He's having a great time.
Come on, let's go outside. No, come on. Stay. Yeah, you cut yourself free.
Uh-oh. Now you gotta get stomped. Too
No.
bad. Don't come over here. I'll
Come
stomp
on.
you. I will stomp your ass.
Why would you do that? It's just a spider.
I know, but that's what I do. They belong. I love spiders. I love them in my house, up in the corners.
Yeah, up in the corners where they do good
Yeah.
stuff. They keep all the
Yep. They're
Bugs
doing their
out.
business. I like that, but not close to me. Get into my personal space.
You
you're
don't want him to drop on your head.
squished. Yeah, definitely don't want them to drop on my head.
He's going that way.
Okay.
He's going out the door. He's going out the door.
Okay, good.
He just crawled underneath.
I like them to do their thing. Don't
They
want them
do
to be
good
in my
things.
personal space. Sorry.
Aww. Just escort them outside. They're fine.
Yeah, don't do that. I
I do.
escort them down the toilet
No,
if
I
I
think-
catch them.
I take them outside and let them go.
Yeah. They can stay in the house. I don't care as long as they're up in the corners.
No, when they get too close to me, I take them outside.
Yeah.
They can come back later. I just hope they get lost and don't find where I'm at again.
Yeah. Find another better spot maybe.
Yeah, don't descend upon my head. Alright. Alright, so let's fake it again. What we got going
So
on?
what? So, well, wait a minute. Let's not fake it again.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
get
fix
in.
That's what I do.
Well,
So
I'd like to see you do a better job.
Faking
How about
it?
that? Yeah. Is there something we can do to increase your efficacy of faking?
No. Oh,
No?
no.
Nothing. Come on. Sure,
Yeah.
there's something.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I haven't thought of it yet.
You do want to play with us, right?
Yes.
You want
I'm doing
to
it.
help make a difference.
Alright, I'm
I mean,
here.
if you can, right?
I'm here.
Because that's.
I wrote a
what we're- I
whole-
mean, it sounds like when we
I've-
get together, we think about like making money and doing all that stuff. Making money is not the main goal here. The main
No,
goal
it's
is
helping
to,
people.
Yeah.
Which is why I recorded a freaking sales training.
Yes.
I even added an little extra piece that I.
Little extra piece. Yeah.
So,
And the event was the final cut was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It was really.
except for apparently I filmed it in the wrong aspect, or
You weren't the only one.
apparently I'm not supposed to do this.
Yeah, you weren't the only one.
For YouTube and stuff, it's better sideways.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's why I did the second one that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would, Kim did it the same way.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it was all good. Then it was really good. I thought it was really good. So we need to get back on track with our thing, but we want, you know, a high level of engagement from David Gibson. We'd like to get you on your game. So if there's anything we can do to help that, we're about that. So what can we do? Can we celebrate your birthday? When's your birthday?
January.
January. We have a little while to prepare.
Oh, dude, it's so just sad. That's what it is, just sad.
Can you host a barbecue at the Co-works out back?
Why would I do that? I don't care.
Just for just us?
For just us?
Yeah.
I can do that in a couple
Just
weeks.
us barbecue.
Yeah.
That means I have to bring my smoker and that thing's heavy.
Oh,
That's okay.
okay.
That's fine, I don't mind. I have to go.
You can. There's a lot back there, and you can park right next to the gate
Oh,
and
yeah?
go right in.
That's
in
cool.
the back.
Well, that's probably better. Yeah, I know there's a lot back there, but I didn't know that.
We got a little gardening spot there with a table and chairs.
Grapevines.
You know,
Great nice.
so yeah, and things are just evil around there. It's friends are hospitalized and dying, and you know.
I hate it when that happens, yeah.
Oh yeah. One of my friends.
Get ready for more of that, by the way.
Niece decided to drive drunk with her younger sister in the car, so we got a 22-year-old and a 13-year-old in ICU because the older one decided to drive drunk with a 13-year-old car. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, and how do I not sound like an asshole when I say, I don't want to give money to, why would
And they gotta go fund me or something.
yeah, so I'm like, why would I even contribute to that? She chose,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, some of the guy, jackass was like, look, park your ass at home and do that shit. Come on. Don't take your little 13-year-old sister but on a joyride. I mean, come on, people. Ugh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go pay me back. Get a
Yeah,
job at
yeah.
McDonald's or something and
Crazy.
work that back up because it's your fault for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's just, yeah, I don't know.
We had a little.
Okay, Dave, you cannot title your freaking video, you make money online. We thought we had to.
You
discuss-
called yours Make Money Online.
Oh.
So I.
Yeah, but I can do that. But I don't.
Okay.
But I can do that because yours. You're gonna get flagged every time you
Well,
touch
and
it.
that, mine was just for us.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't for the world.
I was like,
It
holy
just for
crap,
us.
he's.
It's just us.
I'm like,
It's
you know
just
how
like-
that misleading that whole thing is.
Yeah, I was just throwing some stuff
course,
out there for us. to
Cartman
play
sucking
with.
on Rockstar was kind of cute.
Yeah, there. That's good.
That was funny.
So we actually did a little dry run as far as the state of the union, as far as
State of the Union.
being full of losers.
Losers. Whoa.
We actually had did a little experiment this
Uh-oh.
week,
Oh, and who?
rainy,
Who's that?
with some gal from Alaska. So Daniel was able to pitch our
Some
help
gal?
the world make the world a better place by training homeless people to make millions of dollars to her, and her response was this: sounds like prison.
No, rehab. She said
Rehab, yeah. It's like you should let people do whatever they want,
Mm-hmm.
and then and you should still give them all the free stuff and let them do whatever they want. Whatever happens, happens. You are a loser,
Okay, let me.
and everybody you know is a loser, and they all say the same thing. These millennials.
That's not
Is
just
she a
millennial.
millennial? She's not a millennial.
You're.
She's a
but
psycho.
It's all, but you've aligned yourself with people who think that way because you're focusing on people who do Reiki and other stuff like
No,
that.
she isn't one of those.
They're all the same.
But she's 30 from Alaska.
And they're tree huggers, every one of them.
Well, she's a native.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Alaska is not tree huggers though. That's the one of the reddest states I've ever been to in my life.
No, they're still tree huggers. But they think that you should let people do whatever they want. They're tree huggers. They just,
Well, but I think that's our society. That's what here we are busting our hump, trying to make the world a better place, give all this incredible stuff we're doing. We're working really hard to do this too, right? We're working really hard to do this, and people are like, well, yeah, whatever.
mm-hmm.
Just give me free money.
Yep.
That's what they want.
Mhm.
I don't want to do anything. Just give me free money.
Let me ask you a question, Dave.
But
So, speaking of doing something, did you watch the videos?
which ones?
The ones we gave you to watch?
I did.
All the way through?
Not all the way through.
Okay, I can't even get you to watch an hour video, and you're talking about you
2
want...
hours of video.
I can't get you to sit down and watch 2 hours of video in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it's been. And you're talking about...
I kind of like.
let's
I couldn't get it. Yeah.
let's go down the road.
Okay.
Okay, but and you're wondering why other people don't want to do anything, put forth any effort to do something that they're not motivated by. See, this is the problem. This is what has to change. This is what we got to try to fix. It's not about our intent or not our long-term goal. They've got to be motivated by whatever it is. And when you're talking about to them about your goals, they're not going to connect because it's not their goal. They're not personally motivated, intrinsically motivated to do that. So figuring out how to tie whatever she's motivated by to what you're doing, what you're doing or what we're doing, is how you sell.
Yeah.
So that's
correct.
Yes. So what we're missing is that what you're missing in the whole process is that intrinsic link of getting them to do what you want, which is, you know how to help them make money online, for example, over here, but they don't care about that. They care about this over here, whatever it is. It could be frogs, it could be whatever, right? But you got to figure out how to bridge that and get them motivated to do what you want by using what naturally motivates them. That's the problem.
Rainey was a perfect example because her end goal and our end goal for her was exactly the same. She wanted to exert a little amount of effort and make a lot of money. She wanted the money, not have to work too hard. We can show her how to do that. We can make a lot of money, a lot more money than anybody else she knows, doing very little. So,
And she's not doing it. She's not motivated by that.
but she wanted that. But that's the end result.
Yes.
So we're saying, okay, hey, guess what? We're developing a program to get people to that place, exactly the place where you want to be. And she says, oh, I don't like it.
Because you didn't connect it.
Yeah, because we didn't connect. You're absolutely right. That's the gap. The gap.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the gap. Gap between here and there.
You're
totally different.
You're focused on an end thing. That this is. Yeah, she says she wants to make money and not do little work. That's what she says.
Yeah, that's what she says. Yeah.
Okay.
And we know that's what she wants.
No. Or if that was what she wanted, then you would have connected. But it's not. See, this is why. You see, this is why.
I think that is what she wants.
No, that's what she says she wants. This is about sales and understand. This is why
Okay,
sales
all
is an
right,
art.
Reframe this for me then.
This is why sales is an art and a psychology,
Okay,
not
I'm open.
not a science. Because you've got to find out truly what's underneath of that. Not I want to make money with little effort. Everybody's going to say they want that. Anybody in the world who lives in a society that has to spend money is going to say that.
Okay.
Okay. What's really there? What's deeper than that? Because that's this like the surface kind of top of the pond stuff. There's no depth to it. There's no intrinsic motivation to it. There's none of that. So what's really going on in her head? What's really driving that? That's the. Well, then that's what a salesperson has to do. That's what. If you come to me and say, for example, I'm selling cars, right? I want a new car. Okay, everybody wants a new car. Everybody likes a new car, right?
Yeah.
Great. But why? What's going on? I need more towing capacity. I need more space. I need this. I need that. I need that. And just you got to build into what. Then you can help them find the car that's right for them. But I just want a new car is not. Sometimes it's I just need transportation. I can't afford a lot. That's real. But you still have to figure out what it is deeper than just I want this. And that's what sales is all about. And that's why marketing is so important, because you've got to trigger those deeper emotions rather than surface wants. You got to trigger something to connect it, and that's what's missing most of the time. That's why people don't follow through, because there's no connection. You want me to write a book? I don't care about writing a book. It doesn't matter what you say. I don't care about writing a book.
Yeah.
You tell me, okay, we're going to talk to a bunch of people who need help selling this, like talking about the practitioners, and they can't get beyond
Right,
a certain level and they have this specific problem, I can address it. Look, there's my outline.
You can talk about that all day long. Yeah.
I knocked out an outline. It's got like 17 sentences on it, and I spent over. I could have talked about that for 3 hours.
Yeah, right. Mhm.
You know, I mean, I rushed through it at 30 minutes. I was just like, holy crap, I can't tell all this. I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
I'm more than having anxiety about it because I was like, oh wow, that's way more.
Uh-huh.
But that motivates me to help them.
Sure.
Right? That's
Mhm.
that's what I'm motivated by. You tell me to write a book, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's it's blah.
Mhm.
There's a problem. These people need help. Then there's motivation.
Mhm.
See?
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Same thing with anybody else. You finding their deeper motivations is what gets you to get results out of them. That's why people, when leaders of organizations, and we're talking, like anybody who's built a giant organization, they find ways to tie their goals, their business goals, to what intrinsically motivates people. They're high level people and the people that started with them. Bezos grew a giant company out of helping people find books faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
That's where it started.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we can do this product and that product. Oh, we sell cars now. I mean, Then he took all that money and flew himself to space. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, one cool thing about that story is he intended it to be
Oh,
an
no.
everything store.
he did,
But he started out like books are
Books.
the thing that is the easiest to get into.
right. He did. He
And-
started.
yeah.
It was an everything store. And he started from his garage and he started by selling books. But his plan was to sell everything. He had this vision, and he got people alongside of him that bought into the vision. Yes, shopping should be easier. Yes, we shouldn't have to go to the grocery store if we don't want to. Yes, I mean that's, and he's pushed this thing to the point where now, it's getting to the point. Well, first of all, groceries are delivered all the time.
Yeah.
And personal shoppers in a grocery store are now always, 10 years ago, it was only the rich people who didn't have a lot of time had a personal shopper go and buy their stuff for them.
Yeah.
Now, it happens every day. If I want groceries for Fred Meyer, I don't go walk around the store anymore. I go online and say, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. I pull up, I honk at them, call them on my phone, they bring it up in my car and leave.
Yeah.
I just stayed 2 hours. Right? Yeah, and they don't, it's $5. They charge me $5 to pick up my stuff for me.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. It's 5 hours of my time, or
They
2
don't
hours of my
charge
time.
anything at Safeway.
Oh, I don't think Fred Meyer charges anymore. I'm not sure they charge anymore either, but they used to charge $5. And then this pandemic happened, and everybody's doing it now.
Yeah.
Walmart does it.
Exactly.
I mean, shoot, Walmart delivers to your house now.
Yeah.
I did not know this, but
Staples too.
they will go shopping for you and bring it to you. One of my friends who lives here in Centralia, literally, it was an hour and a half from putting the order in online to it being picked and bagged and whatever and brought to her door
Dude shows up at your house.
with all your shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have you been to the Walmart website?
I don't.
They're trying to set up basically an Amazon competitor.
No, are they?
Yeah,
right?
that's
So like
right.
anybody can get on and put a store.
Oh.
But the thing is, it's free shipping to a store and maybe to the house if they're delivering your groceries because it's using their distribution network.
Oh, that's slick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's slick because their distribution network's as big as Amazon's at least.
Oh yeah. They're the only one that can compete with Amazon as far as that.
They've got warehouses everywhere. That's
And they're
pretty
doing
crazy.
daily deliveries
Anywhere
anywhere in the world basically.
They're already doing it, so.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, it's not big yet, but
But it could be. But see, that goes back to my, you're asking how to motivate. You got to find what motivates, and that's what it is. Everybody's different. You got to, and that's the hard part is talking to people and getting them to buy into your stuff and put forth effort into a direction that you want to go. Is getting their goals to align with your goals. And it's a hard thing to do. It is. It's not something you can just, hey, we want to make money online. Great. There's thousands of those people. I can take you online right now. I can probably find 1 million websites that say make money online, right?
Yeah.
You got all the affiliate shit, and all the people pushing affiliate shit.
but nobody's selling lose money online. So we could try that market.
Oh, but they all are losing money.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but nobody's selling that.
Yeah.
You get pitched that way.
But that's really what's going on. I mean, say writing a book. I was curious, so I Googled that. You know how many online courses for writing a book there are?
Nope, I don't know how many.
Oh, there's
Look this up.
hundreds. hundreds, you know, for $20. Well, I'll give you my little thing that'll teach you how to write a book and get it self-published. So you wonder how many people are spending $20 on this thing and never doing it, which is probably most of them, right?
$20 update.
Hmm?
That doesn't include the upsell, the downsell, the side sell.
No, I'm just that's the $20 to start,
Yeah, $20 is the start.
and then they start selling you all the other crap. But you know,
Yeah.
and they're doing it with everything. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. All these videos, I've done 15 of them, blah, blah, blah. Here's 12 simple steps. There's 10 steps. There's 9 steps, right? Right? Oh, well, even, you know what? If you really don't know you have an idea, but you don't want to write your own book, I'll do it for you for thousands of dollars. I mean, you know, it's all out there.
Yes.
And apparently they're making money. Somebody's making money. Apparently, or they're, you know, I mean, at least
They wouldn't be doing it, yeah.
Someone's making that money.
Eventually.
you'd think so, that somebody's making, I mean, the guy who puts up the website, I'm assuming someone's making money, right? Because,
I'm sure they are. There's so many people out there that want to write a book quote. And they want to take a course.
right, so it just feels like you're just jumping into this cesspool of everybody else. Every time I turn around, it's like, gosh, everybody's. And then I wonder how many of these are really scams. I mean, you know?
So we want to get to a place rapidly here where we're actually moving towards doing something concrete. We want to be able to pitch a product like in the next week or two.
Wasn't that the Reiki thing?
The Reiki thing, yes, the Reiki thing.
Okay.
So we want to be able to move this thing forward. Now, interestingly enough, we just
What
did
Reiki
this
thing?
help therapist,
Which Reiki
this
thing?
help therapist show.
We were putting together a version of the
This for
Gamify
Reiki? Okay,
thing
yeah. Okay.
to pitch to Reiki people.
Just making sure that was where we're still at, yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I got that. Okay.
So
Yes.
what we'll have is a directory or a Reiki directory or and or
Wait, what are we talking about?
informational website,
I don't know, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay.
right?
No,
I mean, we're talking about a physical product, so we'll have a way for them to get into the door, gamified style.
Yeah.
Right? And so this is gonna be something, I was just thinking, we already have a how to increase your Reiki practice event in the can.
Okay.
We can actually use that for this to draw people in.
Mm-hmm.
We can add new videos, like I can reshoot mine, you can reshoot yours, David can shoot one, that has more gamified influence in it.
Well, so how would you get people to watch those videos? What's the plan with that?
They would opt in.
So
Give us their email
you would
address.
put ads out, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it would be to move.
Honestly, I don't know that. I mean, I think if we wanted to redo that content, because if we're paying for ads, we need to get conversion, right? And those videos we already have they're not converting anything.
Yeah.
So what we need is something targeted that's more like a webinar that is designed for conversion. So we could redo that same kind of information
Yeah.
in a more sales-oriented, or sales-inducing
Gamified,
format. But
focused format. I was just trying to think of make quick, easy payments that was already there. All we really want is their email address so we can hit them with a gamified upsell. What I was thinking. Since they get,
well, we want to upsell them. If we're so you're just to zoom out a little bit. You're trying to think of a funnel type system, right? That will sell the Gamify product.
right, that will lead to there being content in this product.
What
Where we're
product?
training people and they're doing the Reiki side.
So them doing the Reiki side means they're on Gamify doing the
They've
stuff, right?
come through, yeah, so here's the sign up for that program. And then they're feeding this site, which should also have a directory in it. Or be connected to a directory. They don't have to be the same .com necessarily.
Mhm.
But that system, which will be, will dominate this whole community so easily. It'd be crazy. crazy. So,
Well, so
I'm
is
thinking about this
what
entry.
is the main point of this whole thing to get content on a Reiki site? Because I thought it was to help people learn to make money online or whatever it is.
Well, it is. Yeah, that's this.
Or to get more Reiki clients or grow their business. Then we shouldn't have, the content is a secondary thing, right? Or it's an engine to get stuff for the main product, which is them getting more clients or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's why I thought that would be attractive for us to repurpose the stuff we already have. Because if you can get the attention of someone who wants to increase their Reiki practice, which we already know there's a huge gap in the market in Reiki, which is a huge market. Out of all the other energy healing stuff, that's like number one. Rank's really great, but nobody's doing shit.
Yeah.
Nobody's making any money at it.
Well, I think we've agreed on the marketplace. It's more a matter of how do we orient so that's the way that they benefit from this. Because like you were saying, they don't give a shit about content on a Reiki website. None of them care at all about that.
Right.
So if we align our whole thing so it's how do we get them to write content from the Reiki website, we're going to lose them from the beginning. So I know this is just brainstorming, but the fact that we put that at the end of the rainbow is a mistake from the beginning.
Well, it's not the end of the rainbow, but it's a physical piece we need to have in place to make this work. This part.
Yeah.
We need to have this in place. So that's actually connected to this. Can't do this without that.
So what do you mean by in place? What do we need to do?
Well, there's a big gap in between here. But
For the Reiki site specifically.
Yeah.
You started there. What you said in place, what does that mean?
I mean, if we're going to start promoting something, we need to have...
They don't give a shit about the website, so we're not promoting them the website.
Okay.
No, but then we need
What's the
to
end? Okay. Let's
perform
go
this
back.
function.
Let's start with some basics from Stephen Covey. Ready?
Okay,
Begin with the end in mind.
yeah.
What's the end game?
The end game is that it doesn't matter what this system is, we can have them play a game to get from here to increase their...
No, but you're trying to push something out right now. What's your end game?
What's my end game?
Begin with the end in mind. What are we trying to accomplish? Right now,
We want to help the Reiki practitioners make more money by playing games with us.
okay, you want to help the Reiki practitioners make more money.
Yeah.
Period.
And let us train them in an quick and easy fashion by using the gamified system.
But to help them make more money, I'm going to tell you that writing content is not the fastest way for them to make more money.
Oh no, they'll learn other techniques as well, but but these are techniques they can use in their own practice.
They're all techniques they can use in their own practice. What's the value?
If we're teaching them to write SEO content, let's say,
Right, but
they can choose
how
to
many of them-
use that as a method to support themselves. They could just write SEO content for other people, or they can write it for their own
Yeah,
practice.
but understand that how many of these people that want to increase their practice really care about writing SEO content.
Well, they don't. That's why we want to
That's the
pay
point.
them. That's
So-
why we want to pay them to do that. So that's why we're making it into a game.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to accomplish right now. I know what the long-term thing is, but you want to push out something. You're talking in the next week. I want to push this stuff out.
Week or two or whatever.
Well,
I
I'm
want us to
trying
get
to-
working towards something.
Well-
Let's get a plan in place.
Well, first of all, we have to have the product, which he's developing right now.
Yeah.
We can't start pushing something we don't have.
Well, actually, we're incorporating some of these same things into the group that we already have.
Yeah.
Some of the gamification stuff. So we might not have it at the ultimate level, but we have enough right now to start playing games with people right now. I think we have enough knowledge and enough ability to put something together to motivate people to play. Not as much as having a full gamified interface. I don't think that's really necessary. We got our people excited for a minute just
How long did it
by
last?
doing some things. What's that?
You said for a minute. Why?
When they had to enter their own stuff into they were excited at first. They enter their own points
Mhm.
into the system,
Mhm.
and then then they flailed after that. It was too intensive, I think, for them to do their own data entry
What
for their points. I mean, have you put in your points?
Nope.
Yeah, see, yeah,
don't care.
don't care.
See, you're not tying into my intrinsic motivation. See, that's where
Yeah.
you're from what I understand, what my perspective, you're like, the idea behind making something gamified is to make it as light of a burden on a person as a player
Mhm.
as possible to track things. That's why the back end is so important.
Yeah.
That's why the back end is way more important than the front end, I promise you. The development work done to make sure that system is proper is way more important than anything the skin you put on it, I promise. Because that, you just said it, I had to put in my own points and they don't care. You know, they burn out because they have to go back and do all this stuff. That becomes another chore, another task
Yeah.
that's not really motivating to them.
Mhm.
Now, if they could just do, and all of a sudden this all happens, that's a different story.
Yes.
Okay? So, in my opinion, trying to push it sooner than it's ready, you're going to just fail. You're just going to struggle. You're just going to not get people. You need people to buy in and then bail out.
But it's good to have an alpha group, a beta group to work
We don't have
with
it.
as we're going through the development process.
Yeah, we have to have
So they
something-
get a special something. I mean, they're not paying $1,000 to do this, they're paying $7.
but they have to have.
Like,
There's got to be some sort of process that actually gets somebody all the way through, and you're not getting that. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if we're not getting it right now, why would we push it? We got people that already know you that are not doing it. Why do you think strangers are going to compete?
I don't know, but we need people to experiment on. We need guinea pigs.
Understand that, but we don't have anything to guinea pig them with yet.
Mhm.
That's the
But
thing.
and that's what I'm saying, we need to get something to guinea pig them with.
But the back end's not done.
Well, we don't have to wait till it's done, I don't think. Do you think we have to wait till it's done, Daniel? Or can we move?
We have to have
before-
something.
We have something.
No, we
We have a
don't.
concept,
We have a concept.
and we know it's a little clunky right now, but
It's non-existent. We have a concept. We have a concept that will.
But we have people.
We have what?
We got a score sheet. It's not great, but it's a score sheet.
See, I can knock out an Excel spreadsheet that's a scorecard in 5 minutes.
I know
That
that.
doesn't help. I don't think you get the psychology of what people expect when they start spending money.
I think we still have, like our original premise was, come play with us for 30 days and,
Yeah, but we don't have any-
make money. If you don't make money, you can have your money back.
Right, but we don't have anything for them to play with.
Right, something.
No.
If they don't
What?
make the money, they get their money back.
Okay,
We
what-
show them how to, well,
Okay,
so
let me ask you this. What do you have for them to play with?
well, right now, nothing. But if we put something together, we can make something for them to play with. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's doing.
Today, I want to see us put something together so we all can work towards making the system, like within a week or two, we could have a system that would work from, not necessarily perfectly great, but from here to there, to get all the components that we need to launch something, invite people to come try it. And it's like, okay, so it's a $297 thing that they get for $2 today. Coupon code below. Put it in the thing, and you get it for $2. And you're part of our beta group, alpha group, whatever kind of group it is.
I think it's premature.
Okay.
I just told you why, because we have nothing for them to touch. You have no product, you have a concept. And a concept, there are a million ideas out there. Ideas are worth zero.
Yeah, but if we spend some time advertising and we get 24 people in, and they all make money by the end of 30 days, we got something. Right?
how are you going to keep them engaged for 30 days? You can't keep people
I
engaged
know,
for 10
that's,
days.
that's
right now.
something that we have, that's all this blank space right
That's
now.
but that. But the tool is over here being developed. The tool that helps us do that is over here. It's not ready.
I know, but we can't put all the responsibility on the one person who's developing.
No,
the tool.
no. We have to have the tool so you can sell it. So if you rush this part,
I'm not trying to rush it, I'm trying to say, let's start with something that's not perfect yet. It's
there's
not
nothing there
fully
until we
refined.
can touch it.
And we have stuff that our people are already touching with the concept.
Yeah, how's it working for you, Dave?
Well, it's not working that great, but
So you
I
want
still- I
to?
have
So you want
people-
to work not great with more people?
I have people who are still trying to get their book done in the next 2 weeks because of the system we have in place already, even though they're not filling in their points. They have to fill in, they've been told they have to, I just told them just the day before yesterday, that they have to fill in their points before they can move forward. So we don't know what the response to that's gonna be. Hopefully we find out tomorrow what the response to that's gonna be.
What do you think, Daniel?
Daniel's been so quiet. Daniel!
Well, I mean, one thing we're gonna have to do is get actual teaching materials together, videos, all the steps that we're gonna take them through, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So that's something we
right.
can work on, because I don't need to code that, I just need the videos.
Yeah, he just needs the links.
There's other stuff that would be involved, like if we're gonna have these avatars in there, which I'm not sure if we necessarily want or not, but
And
we
that's
need
not-
them, we'll need something.
At some point in time, we will. We don't have to have avatars at this point in time, right?
Wait,
I mean-
Well, it depends if you wanna have that when we release it or not, is that an essential aspect?
I don't think it is.
So I can get rid of that.
You
but-
can, but I mean, you can make a little
But
circle.
for the
that-
Reiki practice, if it's for the Reiki practice, they do need an avatar, right?
Like
Everyone's avatar is going to be
I
different.
mean, we had kinda talked about having the animated little
Right,
person.
and I don't know that we need that to start.
Oh, Yeah, no, I don't think.
I mean,
we need that to start.
a circle with their initials in it could be to
Yeah.
start.
Well, we can just use their face things, but that's, and
Yeah.
I was gonna use both, but we had talked about it specifically in anime thing, so we don't wanna
Right.
do it, that's fine.
I-
The rest
I-
of what we need would be stuff like these images need to get done somehow.
You're asking. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an artist, I'm not gonna be able to draw this stuff, so we
Okay.
gotta,
Right.
you either gotta find somebody that can do it, or fit somebody else figure out how to do, like, we need visuals, right,
Right.
of some
Uh-huh,
kind.
yeah.
So all this stuff needs to get done somehow for all the different kinds of tasks or bounties or whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, those are just JPEGs I would just need to download, or
Right,
PNGs
find
or
them
whatever.
or whatever.
We need a map of
We
some
need-
kind
we
that
need
we
a
can
map of some
legally
kind.
use. So
Right.
that would be something we could find. And a more specific, like, day by day, kind of like,
Well,
this is exactly what they need to get done.
so I mean, and that's
Well, that's really high functioning in comparison to what I was thinking of for this lunch. But I mean, this is where we're going.
Well, so this is what I'm working on. So that's stuff that all week can be done. Like, you don't have to wait for me to code the thing. Like, that's just data that needs to get input. So
Uh-huh.
as long as we
so
know
you
what's
need
in there.
so like
yeah.
for example,
Uh-huh.
30 days of content. Is it ready?
No.
Well, then what can I sell? You got
Well,
to have. We have to have the 30 days of stuff.
Definitely we
You don't
need-
have to wait for this to be done for you to develop or for you to lay it out. And I don't know who's recording the videos, if I am, you are, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly don't know the content because I don't write. I don't know that. You do.
Mhm.
You do. I mean, that's, you guys know that. So when you're talking about things to sell and work on, that's what we need. I mean, we need to break this down into the 5-minute lessons and the learning objective of each of those lessons and the tasks that we show. That's the kind of stuff we need. And that's what I'm saying. We don't have anything at this point in time. All we have is him working on the back end structure, but we don't have even content to sell at this point in time. We don't have the classes. We don't have the layout. We don't have the roadmap to go from there to there. For people, when people sign up, we don't have anything for them to do for 30 days at this point in time, right?
Yeah, well, we have a pretty good idea, but
But
we need to refine it
and it needs to be already done.
reduce it down. Yeah, and we haven't made that.
So that's
That would be something to do. Just having the videos and an outline of exactly what they're learning.
for the next 30 days. Then we could sell something.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We don't even unless you've got 30 days of 5-minute videos in the can that I don't know about. Do you?
No.
Do I need to record?
We have a few. We have done
Do
a
I need
few
to
of them
record
towards
some?
the end.
Yeah, but those aren't even ones we're gonna probably teach them in this course.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's where we need to start, man. We need to lay that out. We need to have a plan of what that looks like. And I thought, maybe I'm wrong, I thought that was the guy who knows all about it is going to lay that out for us.
Yeah.
So that if you're doing that,
Mhm.
and you tell me you need to record and present on these subjects, I can do that. I can make stuff up and talk about them, and deliver messages with very minimal preparation because, you saw I did it.
Yeah. And that was for half an hour, and we're talking about 5 minutes.
Well, the last one was 5 minutes, and I
2
thought
minutes, 3 minutes, even.
about the 5 minute one. I thought about was I think I messaged you that day. I was like, oh, I got an idea. I sent you a message and said I want to do 5 minutes. Is it too late? He said no. So I went home, sat down, turned on the camera, and talked for 5 minutes about sales.
Yeah.
I can record any of that you'd like.
Yeah.
And I probably won't be standing in a room because I makes my skin crawl. Like a classroom lecture kind of thing. But we don't have to do it that way.
Yeah.
But we need to know what we're talking about.
Sure.
So that means and I think it's kind of broken down.
Yeah. I got
But
it outlined.
You got it outlined in points, so, but we need to know it in a way we can, basically, that
Oh, yeah.
builds.
We kind of need to think about how the rewards are going to be structured too, because we're not doing just points, we're doing the gold and the gems, and we want people to get more stuff that they can do as they get better. So we need to think about, okay, how are these numbers
Don't we need to lay
structured?
out the learning objectives for the 30 days first? So then we can figure out how to reward.
Yeah,
Is that fair?
basically.
Yeah, so we need, from what I understand, and that we would need first would be, okay, let's get our 30 days of learning objectives for each day laid out. That's our first thing. Because then we can go back and say, okay, that's how they tie it. Now we can figure out how they tie into points, and we can reward different things for different activities, because we got the gold and the diamond stuff, got those two different metrics going on. And we won't know those, how to reward appropriately until we have our overall 30 days of map laid out, so we can go back and go like, okay, to make this one's really important, so we want to reward it this way. This was not as important, we want to reward it this way. They'll be doing this one a lot, so they'll get, the first time they do it, they may get these diamonds, and after that they may get the gold, that kind of stuff. But we need that framework to start with.
And we'd like to get them to write a post every day. That's like after the first week.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, some people write 5 posts in a day. Some people, that's nothing to write
Yeah, really?
a blog post. Yeah.
And how many of them are you working with?
Yeah.
How many of them are new?
Yeah.
How many new people just getting into this do that?
Yeah. Nobody.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're trying to build that skill set, but that's not going to happen in a week, Dave. Your expectation needs to be a lot
I think
lower.
it'll come easier for some people if they're motivated.
Well,
to
I
get
don't even
points.
understand the point of having one of them write every day. Like, what does that benefit?
Well, we only get them for 3 weeks because the first weeks they're not writing anything. Right?
Our goal is to get them to help them make money, not about writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's their skill set.
That's a skill set
They're
you want
Reiki
them to
people.
learn.
They want to be Reiki people. They don't want to be authors.
You're not. I don't think you're not.
But they're supposed to be providing us content for our Reiki site.
Yeah, but why does it have to be every day?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Well, I thought they
They
would like
literally
to
paid
get
us to
points.
be
That's
here.
a lot of points to get every day, right?
They don't give a shit about points, though. I mean, the points are part of how we reward them.
the points are
Uh-huh.
the point system, all this other stuff is just designed to keep them engaged and doing it. That's it. You're trying to force them down your path of what you want them to do instead of developing them so they get to the point where they can do that without us pushing it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's focus on the process of teaching them. Not, I want them writing content on my side. I want to spend 30 days teaching you how to make money online. And part of that's going to be some affiliate stuff. We're going to set some of that up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no,
We're not?
not going to do the affiliate stuff. Not in the first course. That's going to be the upsell.
Okay. What are we doing in the first course?
The first course is,
SEO content writing.
yes.
So that they can get more traffic to their websites and sell more of their products and book more appointments.
The thing is, they don't have a website.
And
That was
they
kind
may
of
or
the
may
idea of
not,
this.
but we will
Or
be
our
able to
website.
provide that to them.
Right,
because
or
we'll
our
have a
site.
Well, we
website.
don't want to give them a website.
No, but we'll
We
give
don't want them to have a website.
We'll
No.
give them a listing in our website though, right, in our directory?
Right.
Yeah, but that's
So they
not
will
their
have a
websites.
website, but
Yeah.
they'll think they have.
And
a
they don't
website.
they're not here because they want to increase traffic to anything. They're not here because they want
They wanna-
to learn SEO skills because they don't have a website
They want to make more money.
and have more clients.
And
Yeah.
see, this is why there's a disconnect, Dave, because you're over here focused on how you've always done it,
Mhm.
and these people don't care.
Right, but we represent this to them as.
They don't want that.
As if, what they would. if
They
it
don't
was-
want a website.
If it was they need to think of it as a printed magazine. Okay, so.
They want clients.
This magazine goes.
They
out
don't give
to
a
all
shit
your
about how they
clients.
get it.
This magazine goes out to all your clients. You want them to find you? This is how they find you in the magazine.
Yeah, but
It's
you're-
your ad in the magazine.
You're like website. They
No.
don't care how it's done.
They
Yeah,
just want to do it.
Yeah, and you.
So, but understand, here's the disconnect. This is why it's
okay,
a huge shift for you.
okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I think Daniel and I are in the same agreement. Our focus has got to be on helping them make money. Period of the story. In 30 days, I want to help them make money. That's why I think we need to help figure out, make sure if affiliates is part of it, we still have to set up the program. We monitor. We talk about this. We control it.
Mhm.
But if their content creates it, they get money.
Mhm.
We have control of all this. Because we're having them create content. The goal is basically what we want to do is, hey, Mr. Reiki person, Mrs. Reiki person, you want to increase your practice, correct? Yes. Okay, great. There's several ways we can do that. First way to do that is, you know how we used to have the yellow pages back in the day? They don't exist anymore. It's called the World Wide Web.
Mhm.
So we need to get your expertise out to those people who are seeking it.
Mhm.
How do we do that? How do we get what you know in front of those people? Right?
Mhm.
We're going to teach you how to get your knowledge in front of those people. And we're going to provide you a place that people can come and look you up and connect with you
Mhm.
by doing that.
Yeah.
Okay? That's doing your directory.
Yes.
But we aren't talking about it because it's none of their damn business. And that's not what they care about. They care about increasing their clients. This is why you can't talk to customers.
Yeah, right.
You know, because
Yeah, sure.
you see what I'm doing? I'm saying, okay, your intrinsic motivation is, I want to increase customers. Okay? We know to increase customers, especially in this age right now, that their practice and their knowledge needs to be available right here. Right? We know that's true. Everybody knows. Well, we know that's true. They don't know that's true.
Yeah.
They just want more customers. So we're going to teach them how to get more customers by doing things that we want them to do. You can't talk to them about any of that shit.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant. Because that's not going to motivate them. It's going to be blah, 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 blah. It's going to be noise. It's going to be like the teacher from Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
Not going to connect, right?
Yep, yep.
Okay. What we're going to do is teach them how to get what they want by doing what we want them to do.
Right.
That's what I'm doing. That's why I want the class laid out.
Mhm.
Because if I have to, I'll record them all. I'll sell it all. I promise you, they will follow my process.
Mhm.
Because I won't talk about writing content. I'll talk about increasing your expertise, sharing your knowledge, and getting people to understand where you're coming from, your perspective, blah blah blah. And we'll spend all the time talking about how to increase your business. Did you watch the whole video on selling?
Mhm.
Did I ever tell them to sell anything?
Nope. Yeah.
They do what I said. If they did what I said, they'd be selling a whole bunch of shit
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
and increase their practice. And I never once said the word selling.
Not the S word. No.
Never. Well, I did say it, but I didn't tell them.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Same thing goes here. I'm going to teach them how to grow their business, and never once talk about a website or writing content for the web or anything else.
Mhm.
I'm not going to talk to them about SEO content. They don't care.
Mhm.
All I'm going to talk about is how doing these things, these steps, will help them get more customers. That's it. The entire time. Okay?
Mhm.
You understand the difference?
But, okay.
Do you understand the difference?
But we're giving them content to write, which might not be specific to their
No,
particular market.
we're giving them content to write. We're giving
We're
them
giving
subject
them
matter,
titles, yeah.
titles. That's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
We're helping, again, that's how we help them get more customers.
Mhm.
It will be Reiki related, so it's going to
Yes.
be.
Yes, but again, I'm not talking about SEO content, title. I'm not talking about any of that with customers, with
Right.
them. I'm going to talk to them about if you write an article about this, and we have these subpoints here, this will resonate with potential customers and get you more customers and get people to come see you. I understand you don't have a website, you don't have to.
Right.
They just need to be able to find you in the yellow pages of the world nowadays. Back in the day, it was the yellow pages where you could put an ad in and they'd find you there because they'd look it up. I remember looking at things up in the yellow pages all the time, right? Anymore, that's not what it looks like. It's now this computer, this phone. This is where people look for information. We're going to teach you how to get your information in front of those people without having to write a website, without having to know a whole bunch of crap. That's what we're teaching. That's what we're selling. Okay? Don't ever talk about a website. You just, the things you know are our vehicle for getting them there.
That will change the way we
That's the way-
explain to people what we want them to do as
No.
well.
Okay?
It's not about what we want them to do. It's about
what-
motivating.
This is why
Yeah.
you can't teach your classes. Because you're going to tell me what we want to accomplish. I'm going to sell it. Because it has to be sold to them. You
But I
can't.
have to make the 5-minute videos.
No, you have to write you have to write what scripts you. You're not going to. No, you're not making those videos.
Okay.
Because if you start talking about websites and SEO and all that stuff, you've lost them. We're not going to talk about that at all.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to change the way we deliver.
No, it's going to change.
Sure.
Yeah, it's going to change, and it should.
Mhm.
We don't want this to be a class. We want this to be fun. We don't want this to be a job. We want it to be fun. So it has to change. The way we present the information absolutely has to change. Because we're trying to get them to engage at a different level and stick with it. Because they want to do what we're telling them to do and showing them to do in easy steps. Not because we told them to do our side of our book. Now, when we get done with them, sure, they can do both of those things. But they don't know that, and they don't need to know that until we're done.
Yeah, then the upsize.
Yeah, and then they realize they have the skill set to do it because we've taught them that. Our focus needs to be education and engagement, not end game. We think end game here because this is what we want them to know, but everything that goes outside of our four walls is focused on helping the customer move themselves a step forward. That's it. It's a complete shift for you, I understand, but that is how you do it. That's how you close it's how I closed $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 deals for Peter, right? Because I focused on what the customer wanted and I found ways to help them get there. Do we need to grab somebody who can make a drawing? Absolutely, we'll do that. Here's the drawings, right? I did all kinds of things that Peter would never want to do to get things Peter never got done. And a lot of that was focusing on how I move the customers forward. That's what salesmanship is. And you understand that this whole process, it's all a selling job, every step of the way. It's not teaching, it's selling. And when you understand that, you'll be okay. But you don't sell. That's okay. You don't have to. You have the knowledge, I can sell it. But we need to lay it out. And when we start talking about things like, SEO and directory and whatever else, you find value in those. You do, right? Yeah, you do. They don't. They haven't seen it work for them yet. So we don't talk about that. We just talk about how we get more people to see them. That's it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way of thinking of it. Every single video, it's not informational, it's an infotisement.
It is.
We're selling it again.
And we sell every day. Everything they look at is going to be a sales job.
We're selling why they should care about it, why they should continue with the course, how it connects with their ultimate goal,
Absolutely.
and their learning. That
Oh,
has to
okay.
happen every single time that we interact with them
Yep.
to get them to continue to put in this effort, because
You
it's a
have
lot of
to.
work.
You have to build value into every step all the time. Every interaction needs to be valuable to the customer. Every step. And valuable to them and their motivations, not ours.
Yeah.
That's the hard
And I
part.
can see we haven't been doing that with either group that we've had so
No,
far.
because-
We just said, this is what you do next.
Right, and they're
And they're like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
correct, because you're not teaching.
Yeah, right.
You're not really teaching, engaging on their level.
We're not saying, this is how you make your business better.
Better,
This
you're
is how
saying-
you make you better. This
Right.
makes you a better expert.
Right. And this is why.
Ah, that's a lot of ass kissing. Okay.
That's
not
why, Dave, that's why I'm not asking you to do it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
That's why I'm not asking you to do it.
Yeah.
I'm asking you to tell me what to say and how to say it and what makes me taught,
Yeah.
and I will teach it.
Uh-huh.
Because I will
Yeah.
do that part. Because I know we have to do it right to get to where we want them to go, and we have to keep them engaged. And doing an information dump or dump in your briefcase will not happen in the real world. Okay? So if
It
you
would
can,
work for us. We love that. We love someone to just like drop all the data right there and we'll figure it out, you know.
Because
yeah,
we're already seeking out the data because we know why we want it.
right, but that's not
The
what.
two beginners.
But that's not, okay, listen, and you know what, you're right, but understand this, the people we're talking to, you could take all the Reiki information in the world and dump it right in front of them and they dig right into that, because that's what motivates them, right? So they would do the same thing you do, but it would be on a different subject. They would dive into that Reiki information and gobble it up, and they'd be at night laying in bed on the phone, always look, right?
Yeah.
That's what they'd be doing, because they're motivated by that. What we're talking about is not Reiki.
Right.
They have zero motivation for what we want them to do. So we have to build that motivation and training into them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's the same thing you would do on how to do this. Like he just taught himself how to integrate whatever. He found some service that does stuff, and he's over there teaching himself how to make it all work for us. He's doing that because he's intrinsically motivated to learn it himself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing. You were learning how to make you figure out how to make Google talk all the time. So what are you gonna do when they stop doing cookies next year in Google? Google's going cookieless next year.
I don't think that will matter.
Okay. I was just curious. I saw it, I was like, how's that gonna work?
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing their cookieless. They're going to go cookieless for tracking purposes, but they're doing their federated learning of cohorts thing. So instead of tracking individuals, they're tracking groups, and you get put in a group. It's very complex, but supposedly it's more safer.
Secure.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. See?
It won't have your individual identity associated with it.
It'll
I
have
mean,
a-
it will, but it won't be in the data.
Yeah.
Because they still need to track individuals, but
Right, I got you. Okay, so they're just basically changing how they do it so they can say that they're protecting our identities more.
yeah, because Facebook got slammed with that, so now they're like,
So they're figuring out how to fake it and still
we're
do
the
it.
good guys.
Yeah.
They're figuring out how to do it, but faking it so they're being more protective of my identity.
The idea is if you make the system so complex that politicians can't figure it out, then you're not going to get regulated against.
Ah, okay, cool. There we go.
That's
how.
beautiful. Someone needs to publish that.
I think he just did.
No, it's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
kind of clever what they're doing, and it may make it a bit safer, but
Okay. Well, anyway,
we'll see.
so that's what I think where we are at. I mean, we're at that. What the hell is that? So, you know, we need to an outline of what they need to learn each day, and then we got to sit down and coach it into motivational and training stuff that just keeps people engaged. Then we can sell it.
Yeah.
So basically, it's up to you, and then send it to me, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so I can have that outline ready by tomorrow.
Okay, then send it to me.
I think didn't I already do that? I thought I
Not
did
really.
that.
I know it was very out. Yeah, there's not
I
enough
did
for
that
you.
once.
No, you have an outline. I remember
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but I don't know that it's enough.
that was like a bunch of task lists for the program we were just doing, right? That's the only thing I've seen.
Yeah.
But we need not just tasks, but because for one, the tasks are going to be modified based on what we talked about last time, right? Because we're not having them do like write an article. That's not a task, right? Remember the 7 that we did with him, where it's like write headlines,
Right.
do
Oh, yeah,
the
right.
right here,
We're
'cause here's-
breaking it down. into
yeah. But
individual
also
pieces.
we need specific, like basically video titles for the daily video and exactly what it's going to cover.
So here's I've got 30 SEO creation right here. It looks like day 1, write 500 word blog post and do a video and welcome video. Is that what you're talking about? That's not.
Well, that's the old, yeah.
That's the one you uploaded. So
Yeah,
I need to know.
yeah.
But we actually need more
We
detail.
decided that first 7 days was not going to be any writing.
No,
basically.
right. But we need to break it all down. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You need to break it all down to.
Yes.
We're teaching this.
Mhm.
These are the bullet points we need to cover. I mean, we need the actual outline
Outline
of every day.
Of each 5-minute video.
Right,
basically.
so that we can shoot them.
Yeah.
And so that I can go through them and figure out how to take what you're trying, what the knowledge you have,
Mhm.
and spin it.
Yes. Yeah. Translate it.
No, spin it.
Yeah.
It's spinning, and spin it into language that helps them understand. It's going to help them grow their practice
Yeah.
and sell that concept with each step. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at. We need each day's laid out, so I know what to go, and then you can go back and correct whatever I've spun out of it, to make sure it's accurate before we shoot the video. Now, when we have those two things done, we can do 7 days, and then we're ahead of the game, and we can work on the rest of it, and we can launch the first part. And we have at least a week ahead of them, right? So that's kind of what we need to do. So I wouldn't say you need 30 days. Get me 7.
Okay.
Yeah, get us 7, because we need to refine our working process too, where you're going to say, these are the bullet points. I'm going to go through and say, okay, how do I spend them? Then I'm going to get, it's going to be a back and forth on each one. You'll tell me what we're going to cover. I'm going to go back and try to figure out how to spend them. Then I'm going to send it to you, and you're going to make sure it's accurate. Then I'm going to shoot a video, and you're going to tell me it is. And then I'm going to shoot a video about it, and you're going to tell me that's wrong. So it's going to take probably 3 or 4 days of back and forth to get a product out of each one day, as we were for the first time. Then we'll refine it as we go. But I imagine it's not going to happen. You're not going to give me the stuff, and we're going to shoot it that same day. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to take more back and forth between us.
Okay.
And him looking at it and offering, obviously want him and Dave Daniel's input as well.
Yeah.
Right. That's why we use Discord. But that's what I think we need to do, right? And if we get 7 days in the can and ready to go, and then we can continue working, but at 7 days, when we have 7 days canned, then we can start advertising.
And so what are all the components that we need in place as well?
Okay, so we agree we need to do content.
Yeah,
That's our
so
we
those-
start- okay, so we need to start working on that. Okay, now, yes. Okay, so the components from there, we need to figure out our funnel, right? So step one is
Well, this.
not step one. These are concurrent steps, I believe.
Yes,
Right. And it's not really a funnel necessarily.
Well, there will be a funnel.
There has to be a
Yeah.
funnel of some sort.
So, I mean, we
We
can
can
try
try-
different things.
It's a flow chart, let's say.
Let's start. Well,
Well, let's do,
so let's do it. First thing we probably should do is shoot an intro video, right?
The what?
Shoot an intro marketing video. Like, hey, why would you do this?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
okay, so we're gonna do the Facebook ad, right? What gets me to click on a page,
yeah, so we're gonna need ad, pictures, images,
right?
and so this will be, I'll do that. So add images / video if you wanna do that,
Okay,
for actual like on-page Facebook ads,
okay.
which go to some kind of a funnel.
That's gonna have something, right? And
Yeah.
then we have to have like an intro video on that funnel, right? Where we're saying this is what we're trying to sell you.
It depends on which kind of funnel we're doing.
Okay,
So
this is
what
what
I
I-
suggested last time, and we can do a lot of different ones, was the upsell plus webinar funnel. So the idea would be to get them to webinar, and then to pay for that, there would be some kind of upsell video thing, which would be the $7-ish thing. So in that case, on this landing page, I've heard it said that you don't want a video, you just want some copy
Okay.
there. But we need this video, we need the webinar, what either canned or written so we can do it live. I've heard a lot of people say live is better for the initial part, but we can do whatever we have time for. And then they're in the actual Gamify at this
And
point.
that's where we need our content is the last stage.
Right.
Okay. That's when we need our 30 days or 7 days to start.
Right.
Okay. So in between, we need to have
I'm just writing down.
content. Yeah, I got you. So at the funnel stage, we need ad copy or
Oh, hell yeah.
why is my volume on? That's goofy as shit. Okay, so okay. Obviously, we ad copy and images for Facebook ads first. Now, at the funnel stage, we need either a introductory video or sales copy to get people.
We're not gonna have a video on that piece. We'll have a video that they pay for.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where
So this page, this will just be a very small amount of sales copy
okay.
to get them interested, and it's basically just a sign-up form. So
So
you
we're
know,
not-
email-
We just get their email.
So we're not going to charge them any money at this point. We're going to try to get them to sign up,
Yeah, this is the free, right, to watch this.
right?
And this will be scheduled. We're also gonna need follow-up email chain, which I can.
So we need an email. Yeah. So we need to do an email trickle campaigns.
Yeah, and so the way that I've seen this done is it's kind of on a weekly cycle.
Mhm.
So Monday through Wednesday, you get people to sign up, and you'll need some emails like, hey, it's so it's a Thursday webinar, say at a
Right.
certain time. So you need a couple emails that lead into it to get them amped up. You need like the hey, it's starting, hey, catch us, it's you got however much time left. And then after that, you have emails in the can where it says, you want to watch, you missed it, but you can watch it again,
Okay.
kind of stuff.
So the webinar, how long?
About an hour.
Okay. So we need content, we need an outline for that webinar for an hour.
Yeah.
Who's gonna do it?
Honestly, it should probably be you or me or both of us,
Okay.
because it is sales.
Yes, this sales.
Well, maybe all three of us will have different parts. We'll have to think about that.
I think having,
Because he's the
we absolutely, I was gonna say, we absolutely need to make sure that he's involved and that people understand now how we weave all through there and what we're all doing is different but I think it's really important that we have all of us in it, but we all have specific goals to accomplish in our presentations.
Mhm.
You know, Dave is more about building credibility and that we know what we're doing,
Yeah.
and probably you. My job's gonna get him to be buy-in
Yeah.
and sell.
I mean, I'm totally fine not being in it too if there's not a role for me.
I don't know.
I don't care. I don't know, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know whose role is what. I just know that basically we need to build credibility.
yeah.
And we got an hour. So how we lay out those chunks, I mean, first of all, I think it's important that we get them to stay tuned for an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means our first 3 minutes are super important. And it can't be doing a dry dump of information. That's not going to keep them connected. So we got to figure that out. So we really need to spend some time on what that video is going to look like and who's doing what parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I think that's really important because if we lose them in 3 minutes or 5 minutes, we're never going to get into the last part of it, right? Okay, that makes sense. So then we need to work on an outline for that and figure out who's doing what people are doing, who's doing what doing for how many Oreo cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Remembering that we're talking to Reiki people. Okay, right? And then we need to go, and then then Dave and I need to spend our time creating the first 7 days of lessons so we have something to get them.
Yeah.
So, is that what you were asking us to figure out?
Yeah, that fills in the gaps.
That fills the gaps?
Well, yeah.
So
And we're not going to talk about the website. That's all going to happen on our back end,
Uh-huh.
like, directory and web. We're not
I
going
don't
to. Where did you have your camera?
he left his phone.
Yeah.
You left your phone at home?
Yeah.
Are you feeling naked?
Yes, I am. Especially.
I'll take a picture when we leave.
I'll just do this. I'll send it to you.
Well, are we done?
Oh, no.
No, we're not done.
Okay, then we'll wait. Before you erase that, let me.
Yeah, I want to race him.
Okay. So, yeah, and so the stuff that you were talking about, Dave, like, the directory and his money and all that stuff, are results from us doing this, right? Okay, so we're going to focus on doing this.
Yeah.
Knowing our back end that we're working on, the stuff that we're going to do behind the scenes is going to close the loop for the customer,
Right.
right? Which are people here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
So I talk a lot about customers because that's how we make our money. That's how we talk about it. Yeah. Okay, we're good there. So yeah, the things that again, directory, we need to have a page for that. Those are things that really need to be done,
Yes.
but we don't talk to the customer. That has nothing to do with them.
Okay.
It's all stuff that we do
Mhm.
to make value.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Mhm.
Like, and if we want to roll out an affiliate program, we can.
Mhm.
We can set up an affiliate account and sell products through their articles. They link to Amazon and buy crystals and whatnot,
Yeah.
supplements, all that good stuff. I mean,
If there's room, we can teach them because
I don't know.
they would only learn how to sell an affiliate link. Like it's not their own affiliate account. It would be our account,
right,
right? They're selling affiliate products for us. So
right,
if there's time, we can throw that in there. It's not super important.
right. So, and I don't think we'll know that until we lay out the 30 days of classes,
Yeah.
right? I mean, once we get through the full outline and realize, okay, we've got time, we've got an extra 3 days in here we can't count on not having,
Yeah.
we can teach them some other stuff. Still our affiliate account, still our control, we're just helping them facilitate through that. So that's what we need to do. I like it. Okay, so,
So ideally, each day if it would have we would say 3 2 to 5 minute tutorial videos.
3?
I think one would be ideal.
When would be in?
If we can fit, I mean, if we need a few more, especially in the beginning, okay, but I think we should keep it 5 minutes absolute max, like shoot for 3 or less.
Ideally, we want to engage them that they're investing 5 minutes a day, and we start to stretch it out. Okay, the first first week maybe our total ask of their time commitment is 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, they get used to giving us 5 to 10 minutes, and we start stretching the task out so that they're investing 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and by the end of the month, we want them investing an hour and a half in what they're doing. But we're building that muscle so that they get used to doing that, and building the muscle so that they get, and make sure we sell it, and continue to sell it, so that they know they're building their practice while they're doing this.
And some of the tasks, I mentioned this to Dave last week, but I found an app called Noom, which is like heavily gamified dieting. So I swiped some stuff from them, or I was looking at it because they have some cool stuff going on. You might want to check it out. Their whole sales process is awesome.
Noom weight loss?
Yeah.
Stop dieting. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
But one of the cool concepts they had is like the first day, they didn't teach you anything. They did, but they weren't like, let's start dieting right now. I think the first thing they had to do was write down why you want to lose weight and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. So I just looked at their website. First thing is a healthy you, wherever you are. Continue. What is your goal?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Look good, or lose weight for good, get fit for good, or both. Okay. Height and weight. You put that in there. Okay. I'll click through this today. Yeah. And that may be the first. When we get to that point. But our goal is yes, we want to
lead with their why.
Yes, it's called the sales. That's what we're gonna do. Uh-huh.
So some of the lessons, days, tasks, and stuff may be just like outline your goals. Why are you doing this? Who benefits when you succeed at this kind of stuff?
And the more we know about that stuff, honestly, that we can go back and look at, the more we can refine our copy in our presentations to target and hit those pain points and keep them motivated. Because when I know what they're really doing it for, I'm casually working a sentence in the middle of a presentation and say, and then your daughter's gonna love the extra time she has with you because you've done this. And deliver that shit like I'm serious. And they're like, how did he know?
Yeah.
Well, plus when they haven't logged on for 3 days, we can email them and be like, hey, blank 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 is waiting for you.
That's right. Exactly.
Don't forget, this reason.
And that's the stuff we need to do. And that's all. This is how I sell.
That's a great follow-up program.
This is how you sell.
Yeah.
Because the more information we have about our customer, the more details we get out of them, the more we can spend and make sure that every time we talk to them, we're touching on their pain points, we're touching on their motivations. That keeps them engaged.
Boy, that's really cool.
That's why it's important to do it.
Yeah.
That's how you excel. I mean, that's how you keep people engaged, and that's how you sell high dollar stuff, to be honest. Because when they start to feel like, hey, they're really paying attention to me, they're really trying to help me, they're really doing a good job of keeping and following up, I should write a bigger check.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how. I mean, let me put it this way: when I talk to a customer, I fix cars. I run a shop, right? And I got customers all over the place, right? George Rector is one of my customers, and he just went on a road trip in his big old truck and towed his fifth wheel across country with Yellowstone. Okay, he calls me on Wednesday of this week and says, "Hey, I need to schedule an oil change. What do you think the first thing I say to him is?
It's about time, slacker.
What do you think the first thing I say is?
When can you come in?
No,
No.
not even a little bit.
Really?
Nope.
You don't play?
Hey George, welcome back. How was your trip? Really? See anything cool? And we talk about his trip.
Uh-huh.
We talk about his wife and his dogs. And I spend 2 minutes, maybe 30 seconds, maybe, about that. And then I ask when he wants to come in. And then I ask what else we need to do for his car or his truck. That's what I do. I'm not a transactional person. I'm not here to take your order. I'm here to make sure you want to come see me every time there's something going on with your car. I want these people to know when they want to learn more about getting more business or customers in their practice, they come back to us because we know what's going on with them, because we know these people, because I know all about them, and I can touch every one of their pain points. I know what's going on in their life. I promise. That's how you do it. And I can do that canned without a problem. As long as I have the data.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will never start talking about sales or business. I will start talking about the personal pain points. When we get into this webinar, when we figure out what because you guys will do the Google work and tell me exactly why people are coming, right? You can tell me right now what the most searched words are and what they're trying to accomplish. You guys can find that right now just by running your Google Magic, right?
Yep.
You can tell me that. So when I do the intro to this video, I'm going to talk about all those things. I'm not going to talk anything about this crap. It's irrelevant. What I'm going to talk about is, hey, all the stuff that you searched out, all the pain points that you typed into Google that we can track and find, I'm going to talk about those and how we get them to there, how we fix those problems.
I like this filling in the blank stuff.
That works. No, that's going to work.
So every day there's be basically a quiz form, some kind of a form where they're gonna be putting in their wants, desires. We're gonna be asking them questions. They gotta fill in a blank.
Yeah, but you make
This is
it.
how we get this information. I'm just saying. I'm talking like the computer. Okay?
Yeah,
You're
you're heartless, man. Stop it. You're killing me.
So they're filling in the blank.
No, here's what we're gonna do.
I like this.
No, here's what we're gonna do, Dave. We're gonna engage them in a meaningful way that helps that encourages them to share with us their deeper motivations, so that we can do a better job of helping them get customers to their practice.
Okay, fill in the blank, like I said.
No. Do you see the difference? No.
Well, I see the difference.
Okay,
Yes, on
okay.
your side, but you see that it
Yes.
looks the same to me.
But yes.
I'm just looking at forms on the page. I don't.
But there can't be too many of them.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and they got to be easy and simple and quick, right? And preferably not even typing. Button clicking. Better.
Well,
No, promise.
we're not gonna get the name of their dog or the
No,
person that has leukemia or whatever.
no. But I'm saying when we start off, you go in with name and email, and then you start. Yeah, in fact, Noon didn't even go name and email. They went straight to. They didn't even ask for a name.
Yeah, so they have a different.
They actually. I
They
like
ask the
that.
same kind of stuff in the app when you first sign up.
Right.
Their particular website is a quiz funnel. Is
Right.
What, so
So basically, what they do, but they don't ask for the email address until later on. They start asking questions and leading you down the path before you get even do it. Ask of name or email. And the reason they do that is because a lot of people are hesitant to give names and emails because they don't want to get marketed to.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have to decide how soon we want to ask for that information. Again, it's stuff we have to figure out
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
because it's important to balance that.
Well, yeah, this system is not really set up that way, but after we get them into the gamified process, we can initiate that.
Yeah, I'm just saying we
But
understand.
that's a good entry, that's also a good entry place. Instead of going for the webinar, we could build that kind of a format.
But we don't have to do it right now. I'm just saying
I
we
know.
might want to consider this as part of our process, as to understanding
Different
that
approach, but it's pretty clever.
it is actually a great approach because it gets people to buy in before they give up information. 'Cause
Right, they think they're totally anonymous, and then they're like, oh, and you can get this free thing, and we're gonna
We just need your
send
email
you the
address.
results.
We just need to
Send you
send
the
you your email
results.
address. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
But the more information we have, obviously, before the webinar, before we shoot the webinar, the better, obviously.
Uh-huh.
So we might want to consider doing it live, Dan, because we're gonna have people signed up ahead of time, and hopefully we get enough information about them that when we do the rollout, I mean, we don't have to. We can actually, like I said, you guys can probably tell me what they're there for without them even filling out the form, just based on the primary motivations of why these people are looking for this stuff.
Right. We can interact, depending on the system we set up, like we use, but we can interact with them live too and get that kind of information. That's one of the reasons why I've heard it recommended that to start out these live is better, because then you can morph to what is working and what isn't working real
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Because you would be asking them for feedback in the chat, kind of a deal.
Okay. All right, then let's do that. We'll do them live.
Screw it, we'll do it live.
I'll do it live. You guys,
No, I'm fine. I think live's a good idea.
I can do it live. You all can.
I was just quoting Bill O'Reilly.
No. Okay, so we need an outline for our 1 hour. You need to work on that. You know, at least, again, not the whole thing, but the points of things we're trying to get across as far
The
that are.
3 to 5 minutes.
No, I'm talking about the webinar, the 1 hour webinar.
Oh, the webinar, okay.
We need to talk about, I guess, our next step would be talking about how we want to structure that.
No webinar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think we need to have that figured out before we start writing content, right?
probably. Well, webinar content, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
Okay.
nice if we had a webinar script or a webinar example that we can model that we know that has a good conversion. Any ideas?
Well, there's Russell Brunson's perfect webinar outline, a basic concept we could use.
Yeah.
Does it have a bunch of rules I can break?
It's
Because you know I will.
it's kind of just a general. I mean, I have a book with it, and I didn't bring it with me, but I think you would like it actually. It starts by motivating why you're there, and he does a lot of storytelling.
No, that's. Yep, that's what you need to have. Oh, there's a free 9-minute YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
7 key moments in this video, all time lined out for me.
The what?
Oh yeah. Look. Somebody did a YouTube video and they've got little bookmarks on the video thing. That's where the important points are.
On the timeline?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a newer
7
feature.
7 key moments in this video. Bloop. Click right to them.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, they did the timestamps.
Mm-hmm.
Now it pulls it into the little bar, so you can actually.
Well,
find
that's where it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on the timestamp. I just typed in the perfect webinar, right?
Mhm.
On the front page of Google, right below the ad,
Yeah.
there's one website and there's this timeline video.
Oh, Google actually does that.
Google just did it.
Yeah, they'll actually AI pull that information out of a video,
That's crazy.
but also you can manually put in
That
chapters
is
now.
crazy.
It's not always correct, but
No, but,
but
but
yeah.
that's crazy that they're doing that. It's just like, whatever. That's so insane. All right. So I'll watch that video so I know what the hell I'm supposed to do. Okay, close this
Was
out.
that Brunson's?
Yes,
Perfect.
it is. Russell Brunson.
Yeah.
Yep. This is a YouTube for yes to tech, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway. So we need to lay that out and we need to figure out who's doing what to whom. So, for how many
Like a gay
cookies.
couple.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna, so we got an hour, right? How much time should we spend talking about making their business better? Most of it, right?
Yeah, the whole time,
Yeah, I think so.
So that means limited time talking about the how, right?
yeah. Right.
Most of the time, most of it's gonna be a selling job.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
So we don't really need to talk about writing anything.
No.
We don't want to explain how this works. We might mention, hey, we're using content to get people in, but that wouldn't be like the focus of it. We're just kind of throwing in these tidbits
Okay.
so that they see we have something going. But
Okay. So
or like one of the ways we could generally outline it is like we're going to teach you the 3 secrets to being a success in Reiki, have a successful Reiki business, right? And the secrets are really going to be like you need to establish yourself with an online identity. Well, guess what? We do have a program that helps you with that, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
okay.
That's one way to do it, not necessarily the.
I don't have a problem with that necessarily. I'm just trying to figure out who's writing the outline and what I'm doing. And if I should be doing the whole thing or not.
I think we all should write an outline.
Well, I don't know enough about
And
anything, so I don't need to write an outline. I just know that I can. Once I have one, I can talk about it for an hour.
yeah, but I mean, I think we all should throw our ideas in there, like your video and my video, 2 different videos about the same thing. Just, I mean, I did mine a little crazy to have some contrast,
Mm-hmm.
so that we could, share ideas.
That was our ad copy, though. I'm talking
Well, yeah, I think we should have the same approach to the webinar. I think we should all write something for the well, maybe not Daniel. I just feel sorry for Daniel because he's like buried in program code.
I know, that's why I'm not asking him to do any of this.
Yeah.
I mean, I want his ideas, I want his feedback on what we're doing.
Exactly.
But I also know that the back end of what he's trying to set up is the key to long-term success of what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
You know, if we did nothing else but back end work for the next 3 months, I'd be fine with that. But clearly you're not.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't bother me at all because I know that's the most important thing. I know that getting that right is the most important thing, long term. This other stuff, we can put window dressing on anything once we have the back end. We can make it look pretty, we can sell it, but that's the most important part. Sorry, Matt, it's all on you.
I think some of this is helpful
Hercules.
because we may end up adjusting how we go through the course,
Right.
depending on how the sales process goes.
Right, but again, having that back end, you know, the database tied together and all that stuff, and that kind of concept laid out, so we can just plug and play parts and tasks is the most important part. Again, you know, it really is. But we can do this. Though, I mean, honestly, we can do what we're doing without that being done. It's going to be more labor intensive for us. You know, the tasks, because it's not all automated. We're not, you know, they don't have a page to dump this into and it automatically does whatever we want it to do. We have to do some of that manually. I don't know that everybody writing an outline is helpful. I'd rather I think it's more important that we just figure out that we have a plan. But, you know, again, just like you said, he's already got a load. Why would we add more to it? I think it's more that we collaborate, figure out an outline. You tell me what we need to talk about or whatever. For me, again, I'm not gonna write a script. I'm gonna write an outline. You know, I mean, I can show you what I wrote for the last one, and it was that whole presentation I did. When I videotaped it, I had my phone right here. I had my outline right there. I didn't have any words. I just had my outline, and I talked for 30 minutes. That's how I roll. Okay. I don't know how you shoot yours, but I know I can't do a script. I won't. It won't work for me.
Yeah, I do mine with a script and a teleprompter.
Well, when we were doing the live events, you did just fine with a set of slides, right?
Right.
Why don't we just plan in him doing like a slideshow segment or a few?
I just know that for me, again, I guess we need to nail down how the structure we want to do. Do we want to treat it like I'm an MC kind of thing, and I provide the sales and motivation and stuff, and then we kick it to you and kick it to Dave for
I think so.
For technical stuff, and then it comes back to me to keep the motivation flowing going. And is that what we want to do?
I think so. Yeah, you should definitely be the charismatic person should be the first person, right? So you're doing that role. You should definitely be the first and last person to speak.
Okay.
So you're gonna do kind of a bit of a, more salesy near the end,
right?
Where it's time to get them in motion. You're gonna lead in, and then you're gonna bring us in.
Right.
I think for when you're like, here's my expert on this. You know?
Okay. All right. Cool. I like that. That means I need to know what I'm supposed to talk about. So that's up to you all. Tell me.
What about?
Right.
What about? Okay, so I've been on the other, so you're kind of freeform.
I'm not freeform. I know exactly what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but okay, so on the other end, like Daniel and I have been taking a lot of courses and studying about all the different components that you would put inside a webinar, and the last 5 minutes to an hour is really has an impact on what your conversion rate is, and there's a lot of closing technique that's used there
I don't know how to close
that
it
we've
all.
learned. I mean, I know, but I'm just saying, how are you going to approach the last end of the webinar? Is it going to be anything like what we've learned?
Oh, probably not nearly as rigid or structured as you think it needs, as you would do it.
Okay, I would do it because this is
You would
that's the
you
way
would
we
follow
learned to do
you would
it.
follow a script. And you'd say the exact words, and then you'd sound like you're trying to sell them.
Yes.
See, what I would say was something like, you know, we spent an hour together here, and I've shared a lot of information for you. If you really want to dive in deep to this stuff and spend some more time and really understand what we're trying to help you do, click on this button right here, sign up for our next course. We're going to ask about 5 minutes a day, and we're going to help you really get more traction in your practice. I'm going to close them, but I'm going to close them soft.
Okay.
I'm going to close them, but I'm going to close them emotionally. I'm not going to close them.
I mean, some of these groups have like an hour close. It's crazy.
I know that. You know what? I ignore all that crap
Yeah,
because I'm a salesperson. I see those things coming from a mile away
yeah.
because they're trying to close. They're closing for their own benefit, not for the customer's benefit.
True.
Okay?
True, yeah.
Okay, this is the thing that you have to understand. If you want me to sell your product, you got to understand that I don't do it for you. I do it for them. Which means everything I talk about is going to tie back to their motivations. And when I close, I'm going to close on their motivations, not yours.
Well, and plus if we're doing it live, you keep closing until everybody leaves. That's it. If there's still people watching it, and you can ask them literally, like, what is it going to take to get you to buy? Like, what do you need to know?
Yeah, well,
Kind of stuff.
and if they're still there and they're interacting, I can.
Yeah.
You're still here.
Yeah, because these closes, that's what they do is like, oh, and if you were if you haven't clicked on the button by now, it's because of this. Let me tell you about that.
No,
They do that for a while.
yeah, I understand that, and that's because they're trying to sell for their own reasons.
Well, it's a
Well,
Here's how I would. Okay, let's say I've done my pitch.
They
and
get
we're-
those from doing it
Hold on,
live.
wait, let me finish. So let's say we're at my hour we're done, and I've still got 5 people there, right? They haven't either punched out or clicked the button.
Mhm.
And I would probably have their names in front of me because,
Yeah.
you got their names, right?
Mhm.
Bill, what would it take to get you to move forward in this process? Tell me right now, what do you need to know?
So that's the equivalent. We're getting their objections directly from their mouth,
Right.
and we're responding to them.
Frank, what would you need from me? Type in the chat or let's unmute it. Let me hear from you right now. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I don't have a problem doing that. I will go, David, you see me work. I close all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't do it the way everybody else does it. That's why my closing rate is like 95%. That's why when I was doing sales, instead of having to fill a pipeline with 100 calls a week, I could fill my pipeline with 10 calls a week and still make my goals because I didn't do it the way everybody else does it. I sell to your emotions. I grab a hold of those little heartstrings and I play them like a freaking fiddle. I'm not kidding. You know I do that. But that's how I do it. I don't, because here's what I made lots of money in sales. I hated cold calls. I hated prospecting calls. I hated them with a passion. Thought they were a waste of my time. Because I wasn't fixing anybody's problems. I was trying to find problems.
Right.
And it sucked. Once I knew your problem, I'll be in front of you all day long. I don't have a problem talking about what's going on and what I can do to fix it.
Yeah.
So I learned to perfect my closing so that I didn't have to do the shit I hated.
Yeah.
And that's how I train my salespeople too. I mean, we start off with, okay, you gotta make 100 calls. But if I was good at my job in training them, and I trained them for 6 months, I usually had them down to their cold call volume was 10 to 15 a week. Because they were selling to emotions and pain and connecting with the people and building a relationship rather than closing.
10 or 15 hours
15 calls.
calls.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
10 or 15 cold calls a week.
You know, we could get a phone book and just call them. Are you into Reiki?
But that's why I don't. But that's because they learned how to prospect properly, and they knew how to build the connections properly, and they knew how to move people through that process properly, and keeping them engaged in the process the entire time instead of just trying to sell their product or goods or service. They're actually only focused on what's best for the customer. And if I find out that it's best for the customer to go away and not deal with me, go away and we don't deal with you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you want the cheapest thing, or I'm sorry you want whatever. I'm not your answer. Let's part ways as friends. Move on. Yep. I probably would say it. Look, you've been here for an hour and you haven't clicked the button. It's probably best you just go away. We're clearly not for you. You're not motivated to do what we're sharing.
Yeah.
So
I don't think anybody would sit through all that if they weren't at least a little interested.
I know, but,
Yeah.
I know, but you've got to put.
Or they were
Yeah,
doing
basically.
research. for
But yeah,
something
now
else.
you're laying that, like, this is the time. You either decide or you leave.
You have to,
Yeah.
at some point in time, you have to just put it to them and say, look,
Yeah,
I mean, clearly, some reason you're hesitating. There's a doubt. If there's a doubt in your mind, just close the window and go away. It's okay.
And we do this a few times or how long it takes. And when we get a fucking stellar one, that's the one.
We record it and be done.
Well, because we're going to record all of them, right?
Right. And that's the one
Yeah,
we just
yeah,
keep,
yeah.
and we just use it.
And that's
we're
it.
done.
Then we're done with it.
Yeah.
When we've gotten all the right objections and we have like 500 people watching and
Right.
it just goes smooth,
Then we
that's
stop.
the one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I need to know what I'm introing. So I need your talking points.
Sure.
Unless you want to do show the video, then I have to watch the whole thing. I'd rather not.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not good at that. I could. It's dry and boring and makes my head hurt. I'm just saying.
Hard to make up one of those things anyway.
It's tough. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, it's like, oh my gosh, really?
Uh,
Because it's not something I'm motivated by. You know, so it's like watching. It's like watching a video about paint drying. I hate it.
yeah.
But again, if you've got an outline, or if I need to watch it so I know what I'm talking about, I totally can do that. Just need to know what we want to do. All right. So how much time do you guys want as far as technical sides? Do you want, how much time do you need or want? Or do you,
For what?
the webinar? How much time are you gonna be, how much time are you filming and how much time am I filming?
Well, if the webinar's an hour, that's kind of like that's a short webinar, but then it's gonna go longer for the close.
Yeah.
So the content will be an hour. So, and
You're gonna make somebody listen to you talk for an hour?
you talk for an hour.
Oh,
Yeah,
No, but
we're
you're-
just talking for maybe 10 or
That's what I'm
20
asking.
minutes top.
I'm asking how much time I have to
you
film.
can have us.
I think let's shoot for like 10 minutes each
10 minutes
for
each.
us to,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause-
So I gotta spend, so then that means I'm spinning for 40 minutes at least.
Yeah.
well, maybe we can, is that too much, you think? Or, because we're boring as hell. I don't want to put
No, I didn't say
that.
For me it is, because it's something I don't care about.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's boring. And I honestly think that probably, because I don't think that our target market cares about the technical side of stuff. I really don't. You know, so I think it's going to be boring for them as well because they're really there. They're really there to make. And I'm not demeaning what you guys do. Please, that's not what I'm saying. But they don't care. Honestly, they don't know enough about it. They don't. If they knew about it or cared about it, they'd probably already be doing it, right?
See, I'd rather have Dave talk about his work with his clients that do this
Reiki.
stuff. Or
Right. That's what I would rather. I'd rather hear
And I'm
about.
a Reiki master too. So.
I'd rather hear you tell that story than talk about the
Yeah.
nuts and bolts. I'd rather have you talk about what you do with your clients than talk about how you got it done.
Mhm.
These are my experts. This is what they're good at. Let's hear a couple stories from them about what they've done for other people,
Yeah.
and not talk about SEO and it's irrelevant how we're getting them there, right? Honestly,
Yeah, basically.
we just want them to get there.
I was thinking for mine, I might take the tact of like just a very short brain dump of like this is stuff you would have to think about,
Mhm.
but you don't. If you go with us, I've already taken care of that kind of a thing.
Right. That's
So
it.
I kind of want to scare them a little bit.
And then reel them in with we got all that covered for you.
Yeah, and show them some screenshots and be like, hey, it's so easy. You just put it in.
Right.
Like we take your hand every step of the way.
We're here.
Yeah, we've taken care of all the hard stuff.
We've got Discord set up for you. You got our phone numbers. Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Discord. We got text chat. And you can do video chat. And we can do vote. You know. I think it's a better approach for both of you that way. I mean, honestly, then we're not boring. You guys can talk more.
Hmm.
Honestly, if we're not talking about the nuts and bolts of how we get it done.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's talking about what you do with Reiki customers and how you've helped them build their practice through what you do. And 10, 15 minutes, is that enough for you?
Yeah.
You want more?
Oh, that's enough.
You want more? I can give you more. I don't need a half an hour.
No, I don't think I could talk more about crap they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
For a while, I can talk for a whole hour.
Yeah,
For
we don't
stuff
wanna
they
do-
don't want to hear.
Right, right. And this is the hard part because we recognizing that it's really important that they learn this stuff and that it's done,
Uh-huh.
but they don't care about it and they don't want to know about it because it's not something that jives for them. You know, it's like, it's basically you're tricking them. You know, we're tricking them into doing what they need to do to make the practice better.
Yeah.
We're manipulating these people.
Because we know what they need, we know what we want from them for the,
We know what they need to be.
all that stuff
Right.
that they don't see.
We know what they need to
do
get
see,
to help build their practice. We know what they need to do.
Mhm.
Now we're just tricking them into doing it without telling them we're tricking them into doing it.
Mhm.
And trying to make it fun.
And trying to, well, that's part of the trick, is trying to make it fun. And making it not so overwhelming and not so whatever. It's all about focusing on individual steps and silently building skills and keeping them tied to their motivations and all those things that are really important. Because when you're doing anything, I mean, when I sit down and tell you, okay, well, I want to build my practice so I don't have to work a full-time job or a part-time job to supplement my income, for example. And that's what they tell you in the beginning, and then they're day 7 into this course, right? And they're like, they forgot about that part of it. They forgot why they're really doing it. That's not, all they got in front of them is stuff that they have to do. And it's another part-time job, and it's not really giving them any money. They've lost the connection to the motivation. That's what happens in the 90-day course. They lost connection with the motivation. We've got to make sure they stay connected with that at every step of the way. And that's part of why we're there to hold their hands. Keep them tight, keep them connected, keep them motivated.
Yeah.
And we can do that, and it can feel like high touch without it being high touch.
Nice.
That's our goal.
Yeah.
It's going to feel high. We want it to feel high touch to them,
Yeah.
but be super simple and easy and not high touch
Right.
from us.
Like a prostitute.
We want them to think they're special,
Yeah.
but they're not really.
But you're 15 minutes and you're gone.
Yeah.
I put 10 seconds worth of work into this, and you're going to feel like you got $1 million.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then you guys will just basically tell me what you're going to talk about, and then that way I can I can do an intro for each one of you.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to be spinning this stuff for a while, which means I need to know from you probably why people sign up. What are they really looking for?
These Reiki people.
The Reiki people, the people I want to know why they would be going to this. I want to know what search terms they're using, how they're getting there.
Yeah, what's interesting is that they're not looking for it.
Oh, then how are they going to get there? How are they
So
find it?
we have the ability through Facebook to be able to find out the people who are likely to be practitioners.
Right, but
So we.
Well,
can
this whole
target
thing
them.
needs to be written and oriented towards what they are looking for now.
They're not looking for anything now. That's the thing.
That's not true.
oh
People always
gosh,
are looking for
how am
something.
I gonna- so
Well, I mean, that's
I've
what
got
I
to
thought
sell.
until I met Rainey, though.
I got to sell something that people aren't even looking for.
Yeah, because if they were looking for it, they would be doing it. They'd
No,
do
no,
something.
no.
They would find a way to do something.
No, no,
They're
no.
not doing
Let
anything.
me ask you this question.
So what I'm saying, they're should be motivated. Should be, because like
Oh. Okay.
they have all of these skills they should be using to make the world a better place. That's what they got them for. in the
What's
first
all this shoulds? Did you grow up in a military academy or what?
Yeah.
You're
I
like,
mean-
crack the whip. You should be
Yeah.
doing this. You
But that's-
fucking lazy piece of shit.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
But when they got into it with the purest of intentions, right? They wanted to help the world. They want to make the world a better place. They learned a skill set, incredible skill set, to be able to help people in a really intimate, powerful way. And then after they get the training, they do nothing because they're frightened, because they don't have low self-esteem, because maybe it was just something they're really not motivated. Mostly they're scared. Mostly they think that if they charge money for it, they're going to get sued for practicing medicine without a license. And they're balancing that very delicate balance the whole time. Even if they're in full time, even if they have a shop that's open, they're balancing this very delicate ball on a string so that they don't get shut down, sued, thrown in jail.
Well, we're not going to help them with that at all.
We're not also that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's
because
why they're intimidated.
That's because they're
Practicing.
thinking. That's because they're if they. Oh my gosh!
So they're intimidated.
I've been hoodwinked.
It's a
I thought he had
sensitive.
thought he had customers for me to sell to. He's got nothing.
Yeah, it's a sensitive area.
You got nothing.
They're I don't
Dave,
know.
you got nothing. You don't have customers.
Well, there are people who have practices,
Yeah, but that's.
but they're not making very much money.
Oh my gosh.
But
okay.
then we have, and that's how I met
So-
my Reiki people,
So-
and now they're making.
Yeah, but there's not that many people like them out there. What I was imagining when we first proposed this was, think of the thousands of people who graduated from Reiki class and are like,
Yes.
well, now I have the skills, but I don't know what to do.
Yes.
Can they be somebody we can sell to? Do you know Reiki? Do you want to make money? Or do you want to put it to use? We make it simple.
I need to know what I'm selling, and right now it doesn't sound like I'm selling to anything.
Well, you want to give them.
No, I know what we want. I'm talking about what they want. Remember what I told you?
I think they want to, but they're frightened.
You think they
That's the
want to.
reason why they haven't taken
But you-
the steps.
They want to what?
You have all of these. They're afraid to establish a Reiki practice. They're afraid to practice their gifts.
So
They're
they
afraid
people who
for-
the people we're targeting, people that want to establish a Reiki practice. Is that what we're?
I think everyone that has Reiki wants it. That's why they did it in the first place. That's
Not
what they
necessarily.
want. Well.
Maybe they just
why
want to
else?
have a fun weekend with their girls, or they want to
Some
use
of
it on
those
their
too.
pets.
Some of
or
those
whatever.
too, yeah. But I think for the most part, though, it's not that. I think they're thinking. Usually, when they get into Reiki, they're thinking, "Well, I don't want to be a doctor. I want to make the. I don't
So
want
they
to
want to
be
make a
nurse.
living or
Don't
make
wanna
a
be a
side
nurse.
income off of their Reiki practice or their Reiki skills.
Yeah, most of them can't even imagine making a full-time income.
Yeah,
doing
so
Reiki.
maybe a
They
side-
can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But I mean, anyone could do it. But I mean, they can't even.
Yeah, so we wouldn't want to sell you make a full time income because they're not there yet. They don't. If you can't believe it,
That'd
then
be
you're
part
not
of
going to
our.
buy it.
That'd be part
Right.
of our upsell, maybe. If we said, "Hey,
Maybe,
now you're
yeah.
making a little bit of money, that you can make a lot of money."
So convert your Reiki certificate into a nice side income that you can do anytime you want, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's a pretty good approach. I think most people with a certificate could resonate with that.
Why'd they get a certificate in the first place?
Well, because they wanted to
No,
do
why?
more than what they're doing now.
Why'd they get the Reiki certificate? You're guessing. Tell me.
They
Why'd
got
you
it.
get yours?
Well, I have lots of,
Why?
because I want to help people. So,
Okay.
and
Whoa,
I'll
whoa,
help
whoa.
people
No, I don't need to-
any way that will help them.
Okay.
So,
So
it's
why?
another tool in my tool
So
belt.
why do you think somebody else got a Reiki certificate?
Same thing,
Well, you help
to help people.
Then why the hell would I be selling making income?
Well, because most people, I think, if they want to help people, like nurses, they would like to help people and they would like to make money. So nurses do that, right? I think Reiki practitioners would like to do that as well. Except for, and they thought of that in the beginning. Now, there are some gigs, I mean, hospitals are now hiring Reiki staff to work on their clients as a support service, not really as a healing practice necessarily, but just as emotional support for the.
It's not, and you don't sell it as healing. You sell it as just like everybody else. It's just like acupuncture. It's
Bullshit? No, I'm sorry.
no,
Yeah.
acupuncture works.
Alternative.
It's alternative therapies that help, and some, and to avoid. You're talking about being afraid of getting lawsuits. It's not. You're not trying. You don't sell healing. This is how we help your body be better. Help you deal with traditional medicine better. It's like massage therapy is the same thing. It's.
Yeah.
Do I believe the massage therapy really fixes things? Oh, absolutely. I've had lots of massages that took care of all kinds of problems.
But you don't have to tell people that.
But you can't tell people that because you're not a doctor, but you don't have to.
Yeah. But it's been proven that people who get massages heal faster.
Correct.
And all that stuff.
Right.
Same thing with Reiki.
Correct. And we don't sell healing, we sell support, alignment, better, improvement. We don't, but again, understanding why these people actually did it in the first place is really important.
Well, I'm sure most everyone did it because they want to help.
Right, so we stopped.
What kind of
And
people?
maybe they have people in mind when they first did it, like,
My
my
gra-
aunt had
cancer,
cancer and
that,
blah, blah, yeah.
mhm.
Something like that.
Yeah,
They had
that's-
someone in mind, or their horse.
But we can't really help them with
Horse-
that though, because they don't need us to heal their aunt.
Oh,
No,
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 but
no,
see,
not at all.
But I can absolutely sell the hell out of that.
You can. What?
Dave,
Teach me, Yahweh.
Dave, do you remember Aunt Jane when she was struggling with cancer?
Yes, I
Do you remember how
That's
much,
the reason I
how
did it.
much, that's the reason you learned Reiki, right?
Mhm.
Do you remember how good it felt to help her, Angela, and how much love you poured into her soul? Do you remember how that felt to you and why it was so important to you?
Mhm, mhm.
How would you like to do that for hundreds of people?
There you go. Okay.
I can sell pain.
All right.
So if we're going to deliver that, then we're really going to need to focus on getting live clients to them,
I need to, yes.
or not necessarily like one, not like in the room, but like
But like that's our we're trying to build a practice. I didn't know we didn't have practices to start with, so we're building one from scratch.
there are people with practices, but that's a
Yes.
much smaller market.
So yes, I understand,
Yeah.
but the entire time you're talking to me about helping them make their practice, but they don't have a freaking practice.
Yeah,
Most-
we'll build a
most of them
practice.
Do not. Yeah.
So we're building a practice from scratch.
Mhm. And we're basically
Can I
saying
hit
you
him
can
now?
start a.
Yes.
You can basically start a
Please
practice as long as you have a phone number, and an email address. Now you can start a
So
practice.
the truth comes out that we're helping them build something from scratch they don't even want to build yet.
He's the most zen guy.
I cannot believe you got me trying to sell something to somebody that doesn't want it.
Well, yeah, it's not on their radar. I mean, they would love it.
Are you sure? You don't know.
They
You haven't
would
talked to
love-
them.
They would love it. They would. I mean, I've talked to hundreds of Reiki
Okay.
students. Hundreds.
Okay.
Hundreds.
All right. Let's talk.
And they would love to make money doing it, but they don't believe they can.
Okay. So we don't have empirical data, but we have some circumstantial information that says this might be valuable. Because all we have is we don't have anything besides. I've talked to people and they said they'd love to have that,
Yeah,
or they'd like
they
to
would
do
love it, but that doesn't mean they want it. But the people would love a lot of things, but they don't want to do the work
Correct.
to make it, you know.
Okay. So
Or do the work or take the risk. Those two things.
well, then we need to address both of those things.
Yeah.
So then we also. So we could sell them. Why don't we just? All right. So then they need to have a business license. They need to have business insurance. They need to. I mean, we got a lot of work to do with these people if they're going to have a practice because right now you're talking about Reiki people that don't have a practice, and we're going to try to teach them how to build their practice. Right? They don't have anything.
Sure.
They have a piece of paper,
Mhm.
and that's it. Okay. I don't want to spend money to go into a Reiki class, but I think I'm going to have to. Can I punch him, please? David.
He has a class he'd like you to go to.
I know he does. I know he does, but
And
David.
I'm going to develop a class too, but
No, I want to.
not
I'm
enough
talking
time
about
to do that
a Reiki
when
class.
you need
I'm
to see
not
it.
actually-
Yeah.
The
I know,
Reiki,
okay.
whatever.
Do Reiki 1, 2, 3 master. Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna have to do that.
So you can interact with other Reiki students?
No, because basically you're asking me to teach them you're asking me to motivate them to build their own business when they don't have a business. I'm not helping them make it better. I'm creating one from scratch.
Yeah. Very small percentage of them actually have practice.
I feel like I've been
Because of those
hoodwinked.
two things, because the fear.
I feel like I've been hoodwinked. Maybe.
Things move, things change.
No, because all we've talked about is helping make these practices better. The implied thing is that there's actually a practice there to help make better.
Well, they have a practice, just
No, they don't. They have zero.
They haven't
zip.
done anything.
They have the right to practice. But
Yes,
they don't
but that's
have
not
a
what-
existing practice.
They don't have any
Yeah, that's
business
it.
insurance though.
Yeah.
But
They
you,
haven't-
but
a business license.
They don't have a business. They have a practice.
they don't even have a practice.
They don't even-
They,
They have a
practiced
piece
a
of
few
paper.
times on some people. At
They
the
have, they have a piece of. Why didn't you tell me that we're making shit up? That we don't really have practices to make better.
We're talking about sales. You should already know all about all that. It's all about making stuff up.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Sales is all about lying to people.
that's
No.
right.
Really? Okay. I'll go and pack my
He's worked
bags
for Peter
down.
for how many years?
Yeah, there's a fine line between con man and sales.
Yeah.
Except for if you're me.
Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
So these people don't have a practice. Our target market is basically a bunch of people who knows nothing about what they're doing except for they have a piece of paper.
Correct.
And they're motive. Why didn't you tell me this when we started?
I don't know.
Didn't seem relevant at the time.
Yeah,
Do you understand how frustrated I am right now? Okay.
But
So you're saying you're not depressed anymore?
Oh, no. No, I was never.
We moved up the scale.
I never said I was depressed.
From depressed to anger.
Yeah.
I never said I was
Good,
depressed.
that's a good
Step
move.
up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. Anger's not the word I'd be looking for.
After that, we go to revenge. Let's not. Can we
Yeah.
skip? Can we skip one?
Okay. All right. So.
So
Yes.
that's a good point. So in our
So we've got
in
to.
our 1 month thing, these are
We-
things we might want to re-include that we took out.
We definitely need
We
to.
took out of
If we're going to talk about them having a practice and they don't have shit,
yeah.
Well, it depends on how we set it up. We could set it up to where they're contractors for our service. Like
then
we
we
bring
have,
them
then we have
clients.
to then we have to have the business
Then we have
license.
the liability.
Then we have the liability.
Yeah.
But most of that liability is going to be based upon how we advertise and market services. So as long as we're very careful about how we write a copy, it doesn't matter.
Because they're not healing or doing anything. It's so legally it's all voodoo. So it doesn't. Like, what are they going to sue? I wasn't healed by the Reiki practitioner.
Yeah, but we can't tell them we're going to heal. We can't use.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
All we're doing is organizing a video conference between.
Or helping people meet to share energy. So
Yeah,
as long as we don't.
just we connect Reiki masters to people who want to talk to a Reiki master.
That's it. And
That's
we
all
make
we
sure.
do.
And we make sure we have well. Then that means we have to have business licenses across. Well, no, we only have to have one in Washington.
You don't even need one unless you're like have a location in a certain town in Washington. So,
Or if you're operating under a different name besides your own name.
well, that's
Yeah,
a
business.
That's a DBA.
Yeah.
We
Business
got
license, you don't need one a lot of the time,
No,
unless
take
you have a
money.
storefront up like somewhere.
You don't have to have a business license to take money.
No,
Not if you do it under your own name.
Well, yeah, you take, but then you're taking money personally.
Yeah.
but were you talking
You file
about?
your
Are you
own-
talking about business license
you
or
file your own-
incorporated? Corporation.
Well, I'm talking about Washington State business license.
Yeah, you don't need one unless you're in certain areas. Like
Okay.
if we had like an office downtown Seattle, we'd have to have a business license. But
Okay.
as long as we're not like based out of somewhere, you don't have to have one. That's my understanding.
Okay. So since we're all going to be virtually based, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. And our structure will be that and we're already incorporated, so we're good.
Yeah, we have a, whatever.
We have an LLC, I should say, or an LLC, right?
Yeah, LLC Wyoming, I think it was.
Wyoming was, yeah. We have a taxpayer ID then.
Yeah, I think I got the EIN. Yeah. I
yeah,
did.
we've got all that stuff. So we're good there. So really, what we could actually really. So then we can totally do that.
Now the
We
question
We can totally help them get started, and if they get enough if they get enough customers, then we can help them set their structure up so that they're doing things, protected legally and all that good stuff.
It can be a thing that we hit in the first 30 days. We can say, if you don't have this, you can do this.
Well, they don't
And you
need to
get
have
extra
it, but-
points
but-
for doing that, for having it.
But we don't need
Either
to have.
having it or getting it.
But what I'm saying is, for what we're doing, we don't have to. If we're just introducing people helping people who want Reiki to meet masters, right? That's what we're talking about. Is that what we're talking about? Is that our function?
I thought we were helping them increase their.
What practice? They don't have one yet.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why that's why I want to hit you with this water bottle, because they don't have a practice for us to increase yet. We're not talking about that because they don't have it.
So
They'll have it by the end of the 30 days.
No, they won't. They don't have shit. Because they don't have a practice.
But they will.
But so now we're back to where we originally.
That's why.
Conceived this.
You understand why I'm frustrated? Because now we've gone through and eliminated a whole bunch of stuff that we actually need if they're going to have that, because they don't actually have a practice.
Well, the thing is, we don't want them to be jettisoned. We don't want them to end up with this whole thing being like, no, we don't need you anymore, right?
I understand that. No, I get that.
So if we set them up with a separate business and a separate all this stuff.
I agree with that, but we got to figure out something to get them. They still have to have some protections.
Mhm.
They still have to have. No, they don't have to. They can do it in their own name if they want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. They can take money into their own name. They still have, but there's tax implications that you need to understand, or they should understand. In good conscience, we shouldn't start generating thousands of dollars a month for them without them understanding that they're going to have to pay income taxes on that.
Well, we can gate it, right? Because you don't even have to file a W-9 for a person, or that's not the one. But you know when you
1099.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the tax one.
Right.
But so when you hire contractors, I'm blanking on the form number, but one of the W's, if you pay so much for somebody, you have to get a W-9 from them, and you have to submit to that you paid
Correct.
to.
Right. That's
at like 10,000, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 10,000.
So we can gate them and say, hey, because we don't have to report shit until they get to that level. So
True.
if they earn less than that, they're fine. If they earn more than that and they need to buy into the next level, that explains all that stuff.
Okay, we can do that.
Something like that.
Well, then they've generated, then they started,
Upside.
but then not only that, but that actually makes that it's actually relevant to what they're doing. We're not teaching them, we're not giving them information that doesn't freaking matter to them because they've actually got to the point where they're making that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
And that means they're really close to making it a job that they can actually do all the time. So, because basically we're building them up from nothing. We're raising infants.
Some of them are, and some of them are actually, they have their
No,
practices.
you just told me most of them don't have
Most
practice.
of them, no. Most of the people that come through
Okay.
this.
So we're not doing everybody on the planet, right? If we're doing this like this, it's for people who don't ever practice.
Well, no, we're helping them make a practice.
Well, that's different. That's a different approach. Right?
I mean, well, you just told me, but the biggest marketplace
Yes.
is don't have a practice.
Because there is all types, but we can't make a system that's perfect for everybody in every stage
Correct.
of their advancement. So
Right.
if we're doing new
Now we can
people, we're doing new people.
definitely roll back and help people improve their practices. We can do that content too, but it's not the same as this.
Correct.
Can I hit him with the table, please?
You can use one of those jacks.
They're not heavy
Put
enough.
someone's eye out.
They're not heavy enough. David, it's really important that you're very, very clear when you're communicating with people.
Yeah.
Like when you say you're going to help them improve their practice, that implies that there's a practice to improve,
Yeah.
and that's all you've talked about for what 4 months now, or 3 months or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing this like 2 months, I think.
Okay, 2 months. All you've talked to me about is improving practices for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Never once mentioning that most of them don't even have a freaking practice.
Well, it's a huge improvement. If you go to having something from having nothing, that's a real. big
I would have
improvement.
liked to have known this before I bought off of that concept. That would have been nice to know. I thought I was starting from something.
Yeah. And I was assuming
I'm
too that our market included both of those.
We can't do but it's different
Yeah,
training.
I understand that.
It's
kinda
different
narrow-
training.
Yeah.
It's different training.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Focusing on one's better.
because the
And
people
the biggest one.
the people that have a practice already understand some of the basics.
Yes.
Like they probably have a business license. They probably have this. They
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
have that.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
So then it's convincing them that they need to sell complementary services. They need to do
Right.
crystals. Blah blah blah.
Whole
Now,
different deal.
a whole different deal. And the new people, as long as we're incorporating that kind of crap from the beginning, and as we build them,
Mhm.
they won't have a problem with it because this is just how you do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go home and suck my thumb for a while.
Is that what you call it?
Yes.
Call it your thumb.
I'm gonna suck my thumb for a while because I'm not happy. I was hoodwinked. I was.
So now we went from
No, the outline's the same.
increase your practice to start your practice.
Well, that's because that's
Well,
where
not
the
as, maybe establish, maybe build your practice.
building.
Well, I
No,
think we should not use the word practice because
No, we don't
when
wanna
we're
use-
marketing them, because people, like you said, they're not thinking I'm going to be a professional, right? These are people who got a Reiki certificate. Like it'd be cool if I can make some side cash.
Right.
We're not even talking about that.
Yeah. So we don't want to use the word.
No, I'm
practice.
not going to talk about how they're going to make cash. We're going to talk about how they can help more people.
Yeah. That.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, maybe there are two.
Use your Reiki skills to help more people.
Maybe those are because the the Gamify, that could be the same for both, basically. I would
Yeah,
think.
exactly.
But there may be two webinar funnels eventually,
I would think so, because,
where it
well,
would be, one is make some side cash and the other one is help people.
well, let me ask you a question. Are people actually looking, are they doing a search for how to make some side cash using Reiki?
No.
Are they searching how to help more people using Reiki?
No.
So why?
But they would.
This is what they want, though. Yeah.
They would like to be able to. Every person I know who's been through Reiki, at least 1 and 2, maybe not 1, but 1 and 2, and 2 and 3, 2 and 3 for sure, they would love to be making. There was nothing they would love more than be able to make money doing that.
Well, so here's a question.
They would love it.
You work-
They don't want to take the risk or do the work.
Do you have at any of the places that you work an email list of former students of Reiki classes?
Yeah.
Is there any way that you could finagle them to send an email that asks them,
Some
why
simple
did
question.
you take this Reiki? Why did you take Reiki? And give them like 3 options or 4 options.
Please, that would be fantastic.
I could talk them into doing that for their own benefit.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we just
Exactly.
all I want is the data. I want the answer.
Yeah, and if you happen to see what the results are, just let us know.
It would be for their benefit.
Sure, I can do that.
Then I know what the hell I'm talking about. At least I got a clue.
I can totally do that. Yeah.
Then we know which direction we're going. So then we have some empirical data
Uh-huh.
of people who have actually taken Reiki
Uh-huh.
and have completed it, and they're telling us what they want. Then we can build that.
Yeah.
Why didn't we start with that first?
We like to work from the back. Oh, that's what we started.
Did you know there weren't any practices out there? Did you know this?
Well, I knew that most people probably didn't have a practice that studied it. Quote, a practice. Now, I think we're making too much weight on that. Like, a lot of people would be happy if they just had a few people a month they helped.
Yeah.
Right, but that's a practice.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's not a business.
No.
And they don't have business licenses and all
Right,
that.
I
They don't wanna
understand.
do
That's
that.
what I'm saying. That's why I need to know how we're approaching it.
Yeah.
If we're talking about side cash, if we're talking about helping more people, if we're focusing on animals, if it's because I like to help people alleviate pain and align energies with as they're going through chemo. All those things are valid, but I don't know what I'm selling to.
Yeah, well, you do get some of all that stuff with the people. So
Right, but I need to
knowing
know.
which one is the best.
That's the most is that's going to help this funnel. We need to know that information. So if we can get somebody to do that research for us for free
well,
for their benefit.
for their benefit.
for their benefit.
If we get somebody to do that research for their benefit,
I mean, it's.
and we
I have
just
to develop a product for them that they can apply this to, but I mean, yeah, I can help them do that.
It'd be very valuable. I mean, would they go about it another way? It would be a lot more work and
Mm-hmm.
expense to try to get that market research.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very valuable for anybody that's okay because they're charging these people for the service, right, to teach them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do they ever come back?
Yeah.
Those people come back and do what?
Do continued education and training.
For what?
For Reiki.
For what purpose though?
I don't know.
Okay, so here's how you sell it to those people. Wouldn't you like to know why they're coming back and what they'd like to learn more about, so that you can make sure you're teaching them stuff that's most valuable to them?
I don't know if they care about that, but yeah, I'll try this.
So then they're selfish.
Yeah, they really all care about the money. Really, they don't really care.
So why would I even go? You want me to go see these people and all they care about is the money?
Yeah.
No, no. I'll find somebody else. Thanks.
All they care about is the money, or else they wouldn't be doing it either.
No, I won't go there.
That's why.
That's not what- that's-
Ramtha teaches them how to do this stuff.
That's why I don't care. That's why I go to those people. That's why my sales are so much more successful than everybody else's, because it's not about the money. And I'm not going to go to somebody that's all about the money.
It's all about you.
Nope, it's not.
But I created that monster, so it's okay.
That's a nice. If you say so.
But
I'm not going to
make them raise their prices.
That's what. Then I'm not going to go there for a class.
Yeah.
Next, not a problem.
I got them. Yeah.
It's not- I don't
I got
care.
them making money. They weren't making money before.
I don't care. It's not. It needs to be. If it's all about the money, they're the wrong kind of people. I don't want anything to do with them. Nothing.
Good luck trying to find those people doing business.
I made a great.
Besides you.
I made a great living
Besides you.
for the last
all
for
by myself.
the last 30 years. I made a great living and lots of money.
We're not. Yeah, but you're not going to yourself.
But I understand. I've done business with lots of people. It's not all about the money. I've been doing this for years.
Well, they could be making more money.
Right, but I'm not going to go learn from them. I'm not going to invest my time into anything that they do if it's all about the money.
Just saying.
I'm just saying, I'm not going to do it. They would get zero effort in my time.
Well, they're not asking you for your help.
No, they.
So.
But if I gave it to them, they'd make lots more money.
Exactly.
It's a catch-22.
I know.
But I'm not.
Money
But,
can
Well, you wouldn't help them anyway.
no, I wouldn't help them anyway because they're all about the money. So they wouldn't do what I would tell them to do because it's about money. Because the way I approach things is not about money, and you know that the money comes to you. It's like a puppy dog with treat. You're training people to get how to behave, to get the rewards that they want, and they pay you for it. But it's not about, if you focus on the money, it's the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's always about
That's too bad. So they're taking this really cool thing that's been around forever, and they're doing it just for the money.
They are now, yeah. Before they were not doing it for
Yeah,
money.
Dave convinced them to
because
do
they
it all for
couldn't make
money.
money doing at it, but now they make big money doing it. So
What do you consider big money?
Thousands of dollars a month.
many
No, I'm just
thousands of dollars a month. Yes,
Is it over 100?
thousands, 100,000 a month?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's under 100.
That's chump change.
That's not even.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
They were worried about paying their mortgage on their ranch, and now they don't have to worry about it.
No, that's
I like the
They
way
don't
you
have to worry
think.
about anything.
This isn't a real business, so we're making over $100,000 a month.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's well. Ask David. How long did it take me to take Peter from going from 250,000 to over $1 million? Less than 2 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With three of us, we can do that 3 times a month.
I know.
Yeah.
Poor David over there slaving away to just get Peter to make 250.
Yeah.
He was beating his head against the wall because Peter would chase him away. The man, seriously, he was there busting his ass.
And he's back to doing that now. So.
Oh, I know he is. But you know, he was wasting his time. He was
Yeah,
he
yeah.
could get all the customers in the world come to the door.
Yep.
Peter chasing him away with a
He
stick.
still does that.
Yeah.
Still does it.
It's too bad. But now you sound like your other customers are just as bad in the opposite direction.
What do you mean?
Well, Peter,
yeah.
Peter chased away all the money. These people are doing it just for the money.
Yeah. I mean, they started doing it now for the money, but now it's everything's about the money. Everything. When I taught them how to monetize everything,
So they've
they
been
really
corrupted.
did. I don't even like hanging out with them anymore because it's so much
So
about the money
so-
now.
Right. So
it kind of went the other way.
Right, I hear
it
you.
got away from me a little bit.
well,
there.
that's again. but-
Because they turned into like,
That's
You know,
the thing about so many people
So
that are
here's
like
the thing. Here's the
so
thing.
much above money.
Right. Well, it's you know the Bible doesn't say it's the money's the root of all evil. It's the love of money, and these people have gone down that road.
Yeah.
they did.
See,
They did.
I
don't even like hanging out with them
Dave,
anymore because of it. You know, they got that
my
bad.
personal income was more than they make in some of my jobs. Is more than they make in a month. I promise you that. My
Yeah.
personal income from my sales.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've walked away from that
Yeah,
because I was miserable
yeah.
when it was all about the money.
Yeah.
This is what
They're
I
not
learned.
miserable, but
But
they're more miserable. I think I'm more miserable being in their presence.
I bet
with
you-
them,
no,
because they
no.
were much nicer people. before.
That's my point. They may not admit it, but their heart, their soul is much more miserable. They're in a much worse place than they were when they were making less money.
Yeah, I agree. They were much nicer people. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
And you can, and that's how I would judge the condition of someone's soul, is how they treat other people and where they're at as far as.
Like before, they used to teach Reiki for nothing,
And now they're.
and now they would never even think of that for a half a second. You
Mhm.
know? So, and I created that monster though. That's the thing. This is all my fault.
No, no.
I mean, I created that. I'm the one that turned them into that.
Yeah, but there's a way to teach someone to be properly monetized and compensated for their effort and time without becoming all about the money. You can do both.
Well,
I think you have to cycle through.
You probably do. I think you're probably right. I think that, you know, that probably at some point, I don't know that everybody, but I bet you a good majority would probably get to that point where it's all about money, and then go through that phase and realize it's not all about money.
It's kind of like being drunk with power. Like, wow, I can actually make money.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, well, there's more to life.
Than just making money.
Kind of like millionaires go through that process. We're like, oh shit, I got a Ferrari and a mansion. And they're like, you know what, this
Oh yeah.
didn't really do much for me, actually.
Right. Oh yeah. Like when I'm 30 years old and bought my house and blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, I'm miserable. I'm working too much hours. I'm traveling too much. There's more to life than this shit. My marriage has gone to shit. My kids are angry. I mean, all that. Yeah, I had all the stuff that I dreamt about, but I was miserable. So, yeah, I think you're right. We probably have to go through that. I don't. Not everybody has to. I'm sure.
Well, you can go through it pretty quick, I think. If
Yeah,
who you are.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm a little slower on the uptake, but some people, I'm sure. Yeah, I agree with you. You probably have to do both. Okay, so we're creating the first one will be for. Well, let me ask a question. Which do you think will have more success with? More buy-in. Helping people grow their practice, or getting them to make us a little bit of side cash.
I think, like, where my heart is, I really feel for the people who do not have a practice.
Okay.
But that's where my heart is.
Good, let's
But
go there.
But I would think that
No.
would be an easier sell for
I don't
people
care.
who are already in the practice.
I don't care. Let's go. No,
They
it's-
want that.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't matter to me. That's not. Let's help the people who need the help. That's
And
what
I think that will have a better impact on the world in general.
Okay,
You know,
let's help the people who need the
Because
help.
we have like millions of Reiki practitioners out there doing nothing.
Wait,
Because
so
they're
which group are you
afraid.
saying, though?
The people who don't have a practice.
Well, I thought you asked sidecast versus help with
Oh
people.
no, I was asking if they had a practice. Which group
Oh,
would we
okay,
have?
yeah.
The question was which group would we get more traction with? And he said, "Well, my heart is to the people that don't have a practice, aren't doing anything with it.
Yeah, I think I agree with the no practice people. I think are the better market to start with.
It's a harder
It's a
market.
bigger
It's
market.
a bigger market, but it's a harder market to go
Yeah,
to because
it'd
they've
be
got nothing.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, but with the gamified system, the idea was it's fairly low cost to get into.
Right, and it's easy.
I think if we wanted to hit the people that were in a practice, we would be like
Here's how we do it.
$5,000.
Right, and this is what we do. We start building practices this way.
Yeah, and then we market to them.
And then we turn around. You've created people from scratch. Now imagine when you do your business, it's already there.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we charge
There you go.
$5,000 a pop
There
or
you go. There you
whatever.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're right. And if that's where your heart is, then I'm all for that because that's what it's about. It's not about the money.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah. We have.
I know you guys don't believe me, but it's true. I make a very good living doing what I do now. And I don't have to worry about it. So
Well, it should be fun. There's no point in doing stuff just for money.
well, apparently Dave's Reiki people think there is.
It's just a problem I have with some of my clients. When I teach them how to make money, I think it's to be all about the money. Luckily, Peter was already there, so.
Oh, Peter was all about them.
I couldn't corrupt him.
No, he was never.
I couldn't
You know
corrupt
what that's
Peter.
really funny about Peter?
Huh.
Is that he is all about the money, but he chases the money away.
I know he chases
Yeah,
away
so
more money
weird.
than I've ever seen.
It's like he's afraid of being successful. It's cracked me up.
No, I believe 100% think that you're right.
I think he's
He
afraid.
would hate himself if he was a millionaire.
Well, and I think also he wants those people in New York not to find him still. So
Oh, because he stole the.
I think there's still that.
There might be
still
some
hanging
of,
over his head.
there might be some of that still
He
hanging
doesn't
out there.
want to go. If he takes it too far and he becomes too famous,
A little-
if they see him on the TV, he's fucked.
Well,
Killed,
yeah, because he stole
or
from them.
whatever.
You know, he stole all the jewelry blanks and
Yeah,
hawked them.
yeah. He
Dishonest.
copied them all and just sold them all.
Oh yeah, he just sold the shit out of them.
Yeah,
He just basically cheated a whole bunch of people out of their
I
money.
think he's afraid of.
He should be.
Still, even to this
Yeah,
day,
you
I'm like,
were
but those
person-
people should be dead by
They're
now.
not going to sue him. They're going to kill him.
Yeah, they're gonna kill him.
I would say that there's probably that they may be dead, but the kids aren't. And I'm imagining that the jewelry business probably has some ties to some. I have been typing for 30 minutes, so I'm not closing. I'm just closing mine down because there's no point.
Because what?
There's no point in me having it open. I haven't typed in 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You know, there's probably some mob connections there
Oh, could be.
in the
Yeah,
jewelry.
could
It's a
be.
pretty easy way to launder money because jewelry is such a high markup, low cost
Mhm.
Yeah,
industry. It's crazy. The jewelry markup is stupid high.
yeah.
Stupid high. Okay, so we agree we're going after the people that don't have a practice. I like that.
Uh-huh.
I want to help them.
Hey, where are we doing lunch, by the way?
I'm not doing lunch. I have to go cook.
Oh, you have to go cook?
I got to cook for the week.
Who are you cooking for?
Myself?
What?
Do you meal prep?
Yes. Meal prep, all the good stuff.
Just getting that beach bod going.
my stand-up paddleboard stuff, man. When I went up to Quinault, I couldn't even hike 5 miles without freaking being wiped out. I was like, dude, I gotta fix that. So I don't go to restaurants anymore either.
You know?
No, they have crap food.
Unless you go to a good one. You go to Jeremy's.
Jeremy's, yeah, but he's always.
So where are we going?
I don't
Daniel.
care.
I used to have to plan better and not have a weekend full of stuff, or I would go. But I didn't have time to finish everything yesterday, so I had to smoke a chuck roast, stuff. But anyway, we still got 30 minutes of work here,
Yeah.
dude.
I still have to let the girls know.
Oh,
We can do Chinese.
That'll give us one less girl.
Yeah.
Well, so we can go to that Chinese.
Yeah, that
We can go to a different
sushi place. There's a sushi place on the street.
what? One of your girls doesn't like Chinese food?
Well, she didn't like that Chinese food because they gave her cold food once.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got some high maintenance people hanging out there, Dave.
Yeah.
You gotta marry one of them off to Peter.
There you
What?
go.
Yeah, what?
Marry one of them off to Peter.
Yes. You got Irene.
Which, by the way,
No, they divorced.
did I tell you that?
What? Irene left him finally?
That's what I heard. No?
You heard that?
I thought you said that.
No, I said that maybe she lives in one place, he lives in
Oh, she still lives up in
Oh,
Burn
well, yeah, there's that. Okay.
And he's still living down at the shop
at the shop. Yeah.
in his little converted.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. So yeah, basically they're not divorced, but yeah, she bounced and she thought it was
Oh,
bullshit.
well, I heard that. I thought stuff that.
And he has a separate phone now, so I'm
separate
not sure
phone?
what that's for. I think that's for trolling for girls. I'm not sure. But he has a separate.
Well,
phone,
even still, I
private
mean,
phone.
it doesn't. He doesn't care about her at all. So
No, he didn't. Yeah.
But they'll stay married.
Juanita can go live in that.
He owes
closet
her
with him.
family too much money to get divorced.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's pretty much he's in deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's in deep for that.
She's never gonna divorce him because it would be
He will never.
no way. It would be disgrace her family,
Mm-hmm.
if she divorced him.
Well, I figured she would have divorced him. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
she's the money bags for sure.
Yeah, she's like, ah, fuck
Her
you.
family.
I found a better Chinese guy.
That wouldn't be hard. So that's our target. So then, how do we coach this webinar or the training class or the? All right. So our sales copy is going to be geared to our people not making any money. So we're gonna figure out. Are you going to be able to get that data for us?
Yeah.
You pretty sure?
I mean, I don't know how long it'll take. I mean, I won't see them till Friday. I would have to pitch it on Friday.
Okay. So we still have to start working on stuff. I mean.
Yeah. So
But-
it's not going to be an immediate.
Right, but we know.
But
Based
I mean,
on based
we
on
could definitely. I could make it as long as they make money doing it. Figure out a way that they're monetized for it. I can make that happen.
Okay, cool. They'll be monetized for us. It'll help them sell more classes that the people want.
Yeah. We'll have some kind of a special. I'll have them make up a special class just for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Continuing education class.
Yes, exactly. Let's find out
Yeah.
why people got into it, and let's do a continuing education class all about what they want.
Yeah.
And that should get more click through and more sign up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. More money.
Because
More money. That's
yes.
all they care about.
Yeah, but you're creating something that people are telling you they want, so they're going to buy it.
Yeah.
That's easy to sell.
Yeah.
And never mind the fact that we'll know about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so we can start working on. We already know that from, or understand from, casual observation that making some side money and helping more people are primary motivators, right?
Mhm.
So we can start with that. Start working on the outline, and I can start working on my.
If we don't call it making side money, there must be a better way to say that. Right?
Yeah, I've got to think
Because
about
that would
that.
be
The gig
a
economy.
gentle way to say make like help people. Most help people, number one,
Mm-hmm.
but they want money for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But to say make side cash would be offensive to them. So
Well, so I'm imagining, like, there's the younger chick, right, maybe stay-at-home mom or whatever type who has taken Reiki, or even like 40s or whatever, right? And we're hitting the point now where people are getting off of their free money or they don't want to continue on the job that they've had because they have time at home. So we're in a key phase now where some people might be thinking, can I do something I actually enjoy? And so, or I just need to supplement what my husband's making, kind of a thing. That's who I was thinking of would be into the side money, like
Yeah, but how do we say that without saying make you side money? Like, but being remunerated without saying that. Being
side hustle.
not side hustle. That's not going to appeal to them. But there must be a way that we can coin a phrase that will not be offensive to them. Run them off.
Support your family with Reiki,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know, I think.
or help support your family with Reiki.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's amazing. Yeah, I think that's the way to say it. Were you recording this by any chance?
Theoretically, yeah.
Did you actually push the button?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I see the thing doing it.
Okay, good.
We're up to 5.5 or 534 megabytes, so
Okay, good.
looks
good.
like we've been recording.
Good. So you want to? Have you been to that Chinese restaurant in Centralia?
Nope.
Really? You sure?
Have we been there together?
Have we? The
I don't think so.
The little emperor one.
Oh wait, did we go there with Norman? Is that
we
the one?
did. See, yeah, we did go to that one. That's a
That'd be
different one.
fine.
That's a different one. Yeah. I have to figure out what the name of that place is. I don't know what. I know where it is. I don't know what.
It's right. It's near Romulito's, right? Just a little farther on the left.
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, me either. They changed the name.
Just say shitty Chinese place left of
Yeah.
Romulito's.
Ah, yeah.
So I didn't get a record of this. Can we start over again from the beginning and just read?
Sure.
Do everything from scratch?
Sure. Go ahead. Let me know how it goes for you.
So everybody knows what they're working on this week.
Apparently, I'm working on stuff that I'm making stuff up, and essentially, Dave's going to give me an outline.
You're going to send me a picture of that.
I'm gonna
yes,
send you-
I'm going to get you out. And now I need to go too.
So yeah, you're going to get us an outline of what our class is going to be. I need to know what you guys are talking about in your 38 seconds or minutes or whatever, so that I can start doing my spinning. So I know what I'm spinning. But basically, it sounds like I'm going to talk to him about building shit from scratch without saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And figuring out how to say that without, how to make money without saying making money, and having a side gig without saying having a side gig.
Or they maybe something like help support your family with Reiki.
That works. Basically.
Essentially that
Yeah.
idea.
Yep.
You're not making money, you're supporting. You're
Help supporting your family.
raising your kids,
Right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're making ends meet.
Yep. Yep, we can definitely talk like that. And then basically figuring out how to, jeez, I can't believe they don't have practices. Why the hell have we been talking about building a practice, improving their practice if they don't have a practice?
Well, he likes to spin things certain ways, so I think that was the spin.
Well, because he wants them to have, here's the problem, he wants them to have something, so, you know, that's how he talks, but they don't have, they may not even want it for themselves.
Yeah. I think practice, the word would scare a lot of people away that we would want to market to.
Mm-hmm. So we can't talk about practice.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, it's going to help support your family, help, you know, make ends meet, whatever, using your Reiki knowledge.
And I think for a lot of people, like the flexibility of it would be a big selling point
Mhm.
because you can fit it in between doing the whatever,
And, yeah,
make as much or as little as you want, kind of a thing.
you have complete control of your time on that because it's your thing. Yep, yep, yep.
Yep. So what's the name of that place? Can you map it and find out what it is?
Where's it at?
It's the Chinese place down from Casa Ramos on the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side, it's Peking House. In the shopping,
Peking?
the shopping mall where the Goodwill is.
No, not that one. The one before that one. That's on the right-hand side.
Oh, the one on the left-hand side. Oh, that used to be a Thai place. Is it not a Thai place anymore?
Yeah, no, and it used to be Luigi's Chinese, but
Oh, no, Panda, you talking about the Panda Express one?
Yeah, Panda Express.
No, okay.
Well, not
No, it's
Panda
not
Express.
Panda, Gold Panda, Grand Panda,
Some
something like that.
Panda Inn.
Panda Inn, there you
According
go.
to this.
Panda Inn.
Yeah, that's it, Panda Inn.
But
I never go there because the food is shit.
Really?
I go to Peking House because it's better.
I like the Peking House a lot too, but they don't. Their Mongolian beef isn't as good, actually, as the.
Oh, I don't eat Mongolian beef, so that would explain it. I do the almond chicken and the hot and spicy beef and. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking. So yeah, we spin this as
What is it? Panda Inn.
Panda Inn.
mhm.
So yeah, it's help make ends meet,
Support your family.
support your family, help more people.
Mhm.
We talk about helping people, flexibility, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think you're right. And then hopefully we can help them make some money quickly, and then turn around and then we can say build a practice, right?
Yeah, I think that could be an upside.
I think the first step is making a little side cash kind of thing. Then we turn around and upsell to build a practice, and we turn around and take that and flip that to how to improve your practice, and then we start selling to those big people that don't know how good we are.
So when they're doing the course, they're earning points to get appointments with clients,
Yeah.
because we don't have any we don't have any clients coming through, right? So they kind of need to do the work to earn the ability to get a client, kind of a deal.
Yeah, and that's why this is a process. We're getting their, the first 30 days we're getting their foot in the door, and we're building we're not telling them that they're building their profile in our website, but that's what they're doing,
Right.
so that people can find them. And I'm trying to figure out something I never thought of before, which would be great with this site, is we can find a way to integrate it locally. Like, we can integrate this locally with Google pretty easily. But if we could integrate this locally through Facebook, like when we develop a profile for our people in this website, if it automatically showed up in Facebook as a local listing.
No, they'll have to make a new page or whatever for each one, because you only get one
Unfortunately.
address. Yeah. So that might be something we have to make them do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
That
to
would-
begin with.
No, but maybe at the end we talked about it at the end of the.
Talk about the end, because basically we're really not focused on that. We're trying to get them to generate some extra income and focus on the process, and then we'll worry about, okay, and you probably should set up a Facebook page because it'll be easier for people to find you. And that way you don't have to build a website. You can just, if people are looking for it, you can make your website your Facebook page, and boom, done. Give that to Google and it's good to go. And ideally, that because of all the work we're doing with you, we're gonna basically be feeding. Oh, jeez. Freaking 33,000.
What we should do is on our site, auto-generated, have a list, have like whatever town they're in,
Mhm.
have a page that's like Reiki practitioners in blank town.
Right.
Have their thing, and then a way to connect.
Right.
But we don't want to connect people specifically. I think it should be connect with a Reiki person,
Right.
and then it just whoever's active in our system might
And it's
get
closest, right.
Because we don't want them to develop their own separate way of
No.
attracting clients. We want them to attract them through our.
Vehicle.
So as
Then
long
why
as
are
they're
we,
doing
then
the-
why are we worried about them having a Facebook page?
Yeah, so, if we wanted to have a Facebook local, we would need a page for every single one, I think. So we could use them to make pages for our system.
If we do
maybe.
Reiki near me in Google, our people are going to come up.
Right.
That won't happen in Facebook. That's a separate entity, and they handle all that near me stuff differently. So that's what I was trying to think if there's a way that we could make that happen with Facebook. But the only way to do that is to create a profile, a
Mhm.
business profile.
Mhm.
So we can't do that. They have to do that the way Facebook is set up.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe we don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
I don't think we want to go there to start with anyway. I mean, I because basically these people have we're basically taking somebody who hasn't crawled yet and trying to get them to crawl and walk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I certainly don't want to teach them how to use Facebook, and that'd be, I mean, this is too much
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
They're not there yet. We need
Yeah.
to be focused on, hey, how about how to just, get book two people a week and make, $60 an hour doing it or whatever we're gonna charge.
You know what we do need to teach them to do though is make social media content instead of just webpage content, like meme pictures, postings like question and answer postings for Facebook, kind of like Rachel does all her stuff,
Mhm.
because they can be feeding that to us too to earn
Mhm.
points.
Mhm.
Because we should have an active everything: Instagram, Facebook, maybe even Pinterest for Reiki
Yeah,
that
probably.
they're all feeding into.
Mhm.
TikTok is the hot one right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, let's get through our core content and see if we've got time for that in the first 30 days.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much we're really going to be teaching them, because we're teaching them how to write the articles and stuff, and then there's going to be some motivational stuff put in there. I guess we're only doing 5 minutes at a time, so
Right. 5 minutes at a time, one step at a time. So, and most of it's going to be motivational, frankly. Most of it's going to be keeping them engaged.
But honestly, the 30-day thing is not necessarily like, yeah, I think we should shoot for 30 days as like the core content, but when we get the 30 days done, if we want to add more, just make it keep going.
Right. Oh yeah. No, I agree. I just think the 30 days thing is most of that time is honestly going to be spent keeping them engaged.
We may want to even break up the 30-day. I mean, we'll sell to them as one unit, but
Mhm.
have like milestones in it where it's like after 7 days you've completed the initial stretch kind
Right.
of thing.
Mhm.
You beat the first boss, so that they feel like they accomplished something.
Well, I'm not worried. Right now in this chunk, we're not going to really gamify it that much, honestly. I mean, because we don't have anything for them to interact with. So that's going to be a lot more of us checking their work, and a lot more handwork for us right now, and a lot more probably one-on-one. And if I get people signed up, I'll probably have to talk to them. Besides doing classes, I'll have to talk to them, everybody, at least once or twice a week.
That would really keep them engaged. Yeah.
If they had a business and they already had a practice and we're just trying to make it better, it wouldn't be as much work
That's true.
on my part.
It would be an easier sell for us as well. I mean,
Yeah, but I was sold that they already had a practice.
well,
Well, let me-
Creative marketing by David Masters.
that's right.
here's some numbers. I actually paid somebody to scrape Reiki practitioners like from the internet, Google, anybody they could find,
Uh-huh.
and the guy. I ordered like 100 of them to start with. Yeah, and he got it done like no problem, like real quick, right? And then I ordered 1,000, and the guy took weeks, and he's like, I could barely find 1,000 in the United States. People that have a listing of any kind anywhere on Google to do Reiki. So that's a pretty niche. I mean, there are probably people doing it who aren't any findable, but maybe double that amount. So that's kind of a very small market, I think. 2,000 or 3,000 people that are actively engaged in paying Reiki services.
Right. So the question is, then, how many people have a Reiki shtick?
Way more than that.
Wow. Yes.
How many people do you
Millions
think you've
of
gone
people.
through in just your place alone? Probably thousands.
Yeah.
Just that little tiny shop, and they're not even a big one. They're in Olympia. There's like 6 people that do certificates on a
Yes,
regular.
I saw that.
So,
I'll go to one of them because they're probably not all about the money.
yeah, so-
But I created the monster, though.
Yeah, but
I feel bad, but they are.
first of all, I looked at their pictures. They creep me out.
Okay. Well, there's that. Because they're 100 years old. So.
Look at what Reiki did for them.
Yeah, clearly they're doing great.
Yeah.
They live that long. Their compatriots are dead.
Yeah.
So you think there's hundreds and thousands at least?
Hundreds?
Millions.
You think there's millions?
I do. I think there's millions. It's just crazy how many
Really?
are out there.
Okay. And he couldn't find 1,000 that are on the web, on the internet anywhere.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
I mean, I'm like, hey, how much could I pay you to get me more? And he's like, I don't think I can get more. And this is a dude that I like from Pakistan or India or something.
That's great. That's what he does.
Yeah, I found that's all he is. You know, he says, tell me your industry, tell me what you want, and I'll get you the information. So,
1,000 in the United States.
yeah.
Wow. Well, that's weird because there's like 7 around us right now. I mean, you put in Reiki near me, and there's like I got like 10 listings or something when I did that. Googled it.
Yeah, but this is also kind of the heartland for that. The Northwest and California.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's really bizarre.
I mean, there was like the first group I had him get was LA area.
Right.
And there's like 100 people there, right? But
Okay.
I gave him the whole country. I'm like, get as many as you can.
And he's like, yeah, 1,000.
he's like, it's getting way too hard to find people.
Wow. Okay. That's cool. That's good to know.
But
I mean-
take a look and do a Facebook thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then look for people who are Reiki.
Oh yeah, have the Reiki interest.
Yeah, you'll come up with it
Yeah, a lot.
a million easy.
Will ya?
that way. Yeah.
How do you spell it again?
REIKEI. Oh, I'm glad that they bought that domain. Apparently, Facebook. We said Facebook.
Facebook! Buck! Facebook. Love it.
Now, how do you do an interest search nowadays?
You have to place an ad.
Um,
Yeah.
It used to be you could search for people that have interests. Their search has gone downhill. Apparently, Rosa Luna is interested in Reiki,
Apparently.
according to this.
Oh shit! Are you kidding me? Okay, so one easy way to do it is to cheat it is to go for groups.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh,
search
yeah.
groups.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can look at the number of members. So 11,000.
That's just a group. Yeah.
That's one group, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Next group, 50,000, 5.7 thousand,
Yeah.
30,000, 56,000, 47,000,
Yep.
1.2 thousand, 2.4 thousand, 13,000, 12,000. These are all different groups. 15,000,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
6,000. Yeah, I mean 8,000, 25,000. This doesn't stop. I'm still scrolling.
Yeah.
18,000.
Yeah, there's no shortage of those people, that's for sure.
There are lots and lots of
But
groups.
look at that compared to how many there are that are practicing.
Well, then you go to pages,
Right.
which are businesses usually,
Mhm.
and go through and you don't see nearly the number.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one, Reiki from Lords, she's got 11,000 likes, but most of them are like, 10,000, like 300, 1.6. There's quite a few though.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few pages. I mean, not nearly the numbers that.
But like Wendy has a page, but she doesn't ever
Yeah,
do
she doesn't
anything.
have any clients.
She gets some friends together.
I wonder if I got her on my scrape actually. I
Yeah,
bet I did.
yeah. But she would come up on that,
Yeah.
as being a Reiki practitioner, but she's not a Reiki practitioner.
Well, that's the gap we've identified is people that tend to want to do Reiki suck at business. Like they could not get a business going. They wouldn't even know what business license meant.
Right.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I mean, not that we wanted to do that, but
No, but we want to help them get more people.
yeah.
Connect to more people.
But that's what they should be doing if they're doing it the old-fashioned way, right? And they don't know how to do this.
Right.
Mhm.
So, and they're getting stuck because they don't resonate with people that are out there teaching business stuff.
No, because they're.
Right, yeah.
Because I piss people off like them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If we send them towards Russell
But they
Brunson,
think
blow
you're
their
all
minds
about
out.
the money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Russell Brunson really.
We've attempted that, and they hated it.
They're like, "Wow,
Well, remember, I don't.
Satan!
But I'm not all about the money. That's why they like me. They will love me. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not about the money.
Yeah.
You saw my presentation when I was talking to these fake people that didn't have practices. You wasted my freaking time writing a sales copy for.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did that. He's proud of it. I recorded a video that nobody's ever gonna watch.
Yeah.
We do that a lot.
Well, we do that a lot. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I would never say never. People will find it when they're checking you out.
No, they won't.
Yeah. they will.
Why?
He's never gonna post that anyway.
I'm not posting it anywhere. How are they gonna find it?
Okay.
Because there's not. Why would there be? Why would I post it? There's nobody to send it to. There's no people.
Well, eventually the government's going to pull all data you have, public and private,
Yes.
and put that in a central repository.
That's true.
And so people
I
can
think
see
they
it.
already do that.
That's not my point. My point is I recorded a video for no apparent reason because David said there was people that I was trying to train and he lied.
I didn't lie. There are people there still.
Where? Who?
Hmm?
What person watched that video besides you?
Well, nobody yet.
Then how is the webinar a success if nobody watched it?
You were in it.
That doesn't make it a success.
That did make it a success.
Oh, you're talking about the.
The one I recorded, I wasted time doing it. Nobody's ever going to watch.
No, everybody's.
Well, that wasn't for Reiki people specifically. There are a lot of energy healer practitioners.
I understand,
Yeah.
but we recorded this thing and nobody's going to see it because nobody's there.
No, people are gonna see. The
When?
final's up. The final's up.
Yeah, how many
People
views?
will- I don't know.
0.
Not too many.
But they're not looking for you yet.
Yeah.
But when they're looking for you to see if you're a credible
I'm not-
person,
I'm
then
not
they'll
credible.
They will
Well,
find it.
So we did that to help people's expertise. Being part of a real live event does increase Google's SEO score significantly. Because they want to determine if somebody is a real person or just a fake persona. And so that does help.
Yeah. So you become more real, more credible. Because
I don't
you
want to be really
participated in
credible. I
that
don't
event.
care.
Yeah, I know, but that's what we do. You know.
Yes.
Well, that's what the course was doing.
Yes, I get it. That's what your goal is. So I recorded a video so nobody can watch it. I love it.
Well, we watched it and we really liked it. Didn't you see the video we sent you?
Yes, I did see the video you sent me. That was very sweet. Did you? But I know you sent one to everybody. So what's the point?
Well, we took time individually for everybody to watch your video and be like, we appreciate your video.
Or you could just say we watched your video when we really didn't.
No, we watched your video. I
Oh,
watched
many,
all of them.
Actually, many times.
You didn't watch it the first time I asked you about that. You're like, I ain't got time right
Many
now.
times. I know.
No, I watched them when it was live.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You actually stayed and paid attention to the whole thing?
Well, yeah, I was broadcasting it. I couldn't just like turn it go away.
Why not? It's the computer's doing all the work.
Well, that's true, but I try to watch everybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. In my house, we watched it many times.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it was awesome.
In fact, they might watch it again tonight.
We
Yeah.
might. We might. We do.
Oh,
watch
do you
it.
want Castaway, by the way? The real one?
Oh, I would love the real one. And every time, I'm like, what? And I fast forward, and I always come to this scene. I don't know why it always stops there. It stops at the scene where this guy's taking a dump in the woods. I don't know. Have you seen? You probably did it too, right?
No,
There's a guy
well-
taking a dump in the woods. I'm like, this is not a Castaway.
So I downloaded Castaway, but it wasn't the one with Tom Hanks. It was a random Korean movie.
That's funny. Oh, that's hilarious, guys.
Like, the dude's taking a dump in the woods.
All right. Okay.
Mission accomplished.
We have something we can try to sell, even though we don't have a market to sell it, and no customers. So basically, you know what we're doing?
We're making a market.
It's the I
What?
just think
It's called a blue ocean.
I was
iPad.
actually going to say this is exactly what Steve Jobs did.
Yeah, exactly.
He created a product for a problem that didn't exist.
It existed.
Yeah.
People just didn't know they had it.
They
That's
didn't.
true.
Well, it was exactly that's my point. When he did this, it was non-existent. There was no need for it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even on a radar. The iPad, the
Pod.
iPod, all that
iPod.
crap.
Started with the iPod. Yeah.
None of that was real. And when he did the iPod, he was already thinking about this.
Yes. Uh-huh.
He's been thinking about that for a long time. Did you
I know.
ever see the Apple Newton?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he's creating a solution for a problem that didn't exist. And that's what we're doing.
Kind of like the mafia. They create a problem and
then
then
they
have it
solve it.
solved. Yeah.
But we are actually creating a solution for a problem that doesn't exist. So either it's going to blow up big
Or blow up.
or blow up bad. It's going to blow up, but either good or bad, we don't know. All right. I sent you that picture, Dave. I texted it to you, so it's on your phone.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Wherever my phone is.
It's at home somewhere, probably.
You want me to put it in Discord too, then?
What? Yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
Oh boy. Let's see if I can.
All right.
Luckily, I have a Google phone number.
So we're going to go.
Get a hold of Rosa.
All right. Well, I will end the recording now.
End the recording.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.